So yeah, be yeah, and your no be no. Good evening to you, my good brother. Um, I just want to say good evening to my good brother.
Good
Adams.
evening. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Pleasure to be here once again. You say not so dull.
No, I mean, it's always a pleasure for me to be here every Sunday, looking through the different episodes we're having with the personalities
And tonight,
that grace your presence every evening on a Sunday.
and tonight we have a big guest.
Well, yeah, I mean, it has been advertised, but a lot of things have been happening. You know, we always open before we get into our guest.
Yes.
Quite a number of things have happened on the island for this week.
Uh-huh.
But the most significant one for me was the marina, the opening of or the groundbreaking.
The groundbreaking of the marina, the Cabrits.
Yeah, because that has been a project.
Bellol area.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that project for the last 50 plus years.
Actually, 58 years.
With the Shankar
That's
and
way back.
Cox.
That's way back in 1968.
Do you remember the Shankar and Cox report?
Yes.
On the
And
development.
It made in that report. It made mention of an international airport to bring in much more people. It made comments of the hotels, and so today, after 58 years of that report, we are seeing that we are now talking about this. Just imagine if we had gotten this in the period of 1968 and 1970 period.
Right. Well, at least.
Where would Dominica would have been?
Yeah, we're hearing about it now. I hope in my lifetime, I understand that within 2 or 3 years thereabout, we should begin to see at least the first phase of that. And you have a man who, I know he's a man on the port, he's a portman. I know he's a man in the broker business. I know he is involved in the port.
He was he was, should I say, was a politician. And then he went up for a political party. He'll tell us which party.
But he was in everything,
yes.
that man.
So he was involved
he's
in
Domino's.
He's
in
the
football,
vice president of the Domino.
he's
And now
cricket.
interim president.
The man is all about.
Yes,
I mean,
calypso.
Calypso.
Yes.
Everything, that man.
Ports, Stevie Does.
Stevie Does. The man is just an all-rounder.
I mean,
When you hear that name, you hear a big name.
and normally, I think you did science in school. When you hear the elements.
Well, elements.
They used to tell us that we have to name, at the time, they used to tell us that we have to name 20 elements.
Right, well,
and I suspect Element took that name after Mr.
well,
Elwin.
Elwin was a science man. I did
Both
science
English
with
and
him.
science.
Right, so he would have done hydrogen, he would have done oxygen, he would have done he would have done carbon, he would have done calcium, potassium, magnesium.
I wonder if Element can remember.
Zinc,
I remember if you remember
copper.
I wonder if you
Just
remember
let
the
me
20
get into
elements.
that, and I'm already getting involved in science.
Yes.
So he talked about elements, and the elements combined.
And I suspect he deliberately didn't take the atom, right, because the atom would have to deal with two elements.
So what are the
for
elements?
Instance, salt is an atom.
Yeah.
Sodium and calcium.
Sodium is a molecule. Sodium, which is the element, two elements combined to form a molecule.
But anyway, yes.
I will leave the element and see if we can combine it, me and you, and find ourselves making a compound.
Yes.
So you have your guest tonight,
yes,
and I will just join you along the way as we go on our happy way.
And I know we're going to have a very
good evening, Element. It's a pleasure to have him here tonight.
Good evening to you, Element.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. Good evening to the listening public, locally, internationally. Good evening to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever social media you're listening on to. I feel it's a privilege to be here on radio, national radio. I feel it's a privilege to be here, and I hope after my interview you can be inspired. You know the real me. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Eddie, imagine we just started with you just a minute ago, all right? And the viewers are already up to 50 as a matter of fact. I was about to say 45. Within that second, I was saying 4, and it went up to 5. That says, Element, that you did better than Johnny last week.
Well, Cecil, honestly, I'm not going to really compare as to if I do better than anybody.
No, I'm talking about the viewing public.
The viewing. Okay, cool. That's a matter for you. But I knew from this time you posted that announcement. I got a lot of calls. I know the kind of person I am, and I'm anticipating a lot of people to tune in to hear my story, because I know a lot of people think and they know that my story is real,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're shy? You're scared?
No, I'm here, relax, had some water. as we speak, we have some dominoes going on by the port by me. Esprit there, the round of 16 going on. We had 8 teams yesterday, last night. We have another 8 teams today, and guys braved the weather to be out there. I made an effort to make sure that everybody was comfortable, and I'm here gonna do my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
And yes.
When I passed by the port early on today, I saw you had the guys under a tent. Am I right?
Yeah, we had a tent set up. We had stage set up,
with a nice stage, and I
stage,
had dominoes pounding as I journeyed into Roso.
Yeah, man, dominoes therapy, you know that.
I know, Cecil, you're not a strong domino player, but that's for another moment.
Eddie, help me with this one.
Cecil, don't let me put your business aside. I don't do you.
No.
Cecil not a strong player, but he can read the game. You know something.
But I can beat you, Eddie.
Not anytime. On a bad day, I get bad dominoes. You'll be successful, but on a good day, domino flowing.
But I always tell domino players, do not look for bad days and good days. There are people who can get 5 dupes and win
and still do.
Right. There are weak players that can come and beat strong players.
Yes.
And get through the finals. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe that strength is and weakness is relative.
Relative.
All right.
But,
so for me, my best domino player is Riley. But someday I will beat Riley.
Riley's a doctor.
No. My best domino player, man, is Kalai. Was Kalai.
Was
Kalai.
But I'm saying Riley's still in the game. So I'm saying is Riley. Then I think,
well,
what?
I can tell you, fellas like Lazar and Randall and Ian, and we have a Pam Boys team. Them guys not easy.
Oh, Pam Boys.
Them guys are doctors in the art.
But Pam Boys and Ailey Boys, they are easy, yeah?
Yeah, them guys are doctors in the art. Yeah.
Okay.
Pam Boys, Ailey Boys.
Yeah.
You know,
Rebels, my team Rebels, we fall short, but we have some very good players.
You didn't make it to the
No, we got knocked out.
To the 16?
No, we got knocked out.
So I'm stronger than you then.
You only with Oblom. Only with Oblom, tell him that.
My team.
Only with Oblom and Jim, tell him that.
My team made it to the.
Yeah, congrats.
To the 42. And you mean you didn't make it to the 42?
No, I didn't make it. No, I didn't.
You had to win you had to win 2 games, Eddie.
Yeah, no, we didn't make it past.
You're talking about you stronger than me?
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunately, we didn't make it past the round of 42. Yeah,
which means you only win 1 game.
My team got knocked out in the round of last Sunday in the round of 42.
Okay.
But Pam Boys, is a formidable team. These guys are a force to be reckoned with, and they are on board. And as they say, the two shall become one. So Rebels knock out my team records. I on with Pam Boys.
Well, my team is knocked out, so I am on with Ailey team.
Yes, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, anyway, we are here tonight, and quite a number of persons are actually talking, speaking to us already on social media.
Yeah.
Al Benoit said, "Good evening, guys." I just want to say good evening to you, Al, and Shanik, Beaupierre.
That's my daughter.
Your daughter?
Yes, man.
Yes. She says, "That's my dad."
Yes. That's my daughter. She's living in Canada. Shanik, how you doing, darling? Love you.
And also, she said, "Hi, auntie." I don't know who's the auntie she's talking about.
I guess it's Auntie Pambo.
All right.
That's a favorite.
And Jacqueline Stedman.
That's my sister.
Hello, my.
Hold on. While you're on Jacqueline Stedman, that's my sister. She was a senator on the Freedom Party.
That's your sister?
Jacqueline Stedman.
You serious?
She was a senator under me, Regina Charles. He moved to the US and back in Dominica taking care of our mom. Jacqueline, hi. Mama, my 90-year-old mama, how are you doing?
Thaddeus James is also on.
Yeah, that's my soul, Tad from the port. Yes, sir. Big up Black Pepper one time.
And quite a number of people are actually on
man.
already.
I've got a great fan base, Cecil.
Yes, I realized that.
Yeah, man.
There's this girl, Glenda Ashby. You know Glenda Ashby?
Glenda.
She's in the US.
Ashby.
She's from Newtown.
Well, yes, I think yes. I can remember Glenda.
She's a big supporter of Harlem.
Yes. Oh, Glenda is one that flag running up and down.
Yes.
Harlem.
Yes. Well,
can I say something, Cecil?
Yes, go ahead.
Big bottom Glenda.
Yeah, yes, you got it. And Victoria Nicholas, is that Ma Boyd?
Ma Boyd, Victoria Nicholas. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said, "Hello, my cousin is listening."
Yeah, man. Oh, yes. If it's my cousin, she's saying, that's my boy. That's family here.
Yes.
Yes.
And someone said, Malisha Stedman.
That's my niece in St. Thomas.
Yes.
Took care of my dad in St. Thomas. Yeah, and Malisha, how you doing, man?
Clifford Josie from Vickers. She's on.
Yes.
So you have a big fan
base.
You're already on 80 viewers.
I swear, Owen from St. Thomas was beyond there. Look for him.
And I'll say that man looks the same way
Sure.
from 25 years ago.
What? Oh, that's a compliment. Thank you. God is good all the time. Yeah, man.
All right. So I just wanted to basically give the call of
Yeah.
people who actually.
Thanks to all those who tuned in. I know more people are going to tune in.
92 already.
Yes,
We're
we're going to
just
have a good
95 now.
night. Nice night. I'm
Wow.
relaxed. I'm cool.
So Eddie.
I'm going to give you my life story, man.
Right.
Basically.
Let's start from
Yes.
let's start from La Plaine.
La Plaine,
Yes.
son of the soil.
But before we do that, you need to tell us the name of your mom and the name of your father.
My mom name is Agnes Lestrade, née Pascal. She was a Pascal, married to Lestrade. And my father is Albert Beaupierre. My mom is 90. My dad is around 84, 85 years.
And your mom came from Grand Fort?
No, my mom came from La Plaine,
La
born
Plaine.
and bred in La Plaine.
Oh, Pascal, as I
Yes.
said, Pascal.
Family from Grand Fort, some family in Montjohn. Yeah.
And your dad, Beaupierre, is definitely
La Plaine.
La Plaine.
Moved to St. Thomas at least over 50 years now.
Okay.
I swear.
And he is in St. Thomas.
Well, right now he lives in Miami with his son, but he was basically based in St. Thomas all his life, worked in St. Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what they did when your boy growing up?
Excuse me?
What did they do? What work did they did?
My mom was a preschool teacher. She was a preschool teacher for over 40 years. And my dad was a linesman. You know, in those days, he used to have them pay phones.
Yes.
And this sharp guy, well dressed, come in and empty the phone to pick up the coins. That was my dad.
So you had another vary like how you.
Boy, Vary. That's where I get all my Vary from.
All right.
Yeah.
And then you went to school, preschool.
Yes, I went to my mom's school. And a lot of people, a lot of guys who made it through in life today went through my mom's school. And my mom made a very big contribution towards early childhood education. And as a matter of fact, she was awarded a Meritorious Award not too long for contribution in early childhood. And a lot of people passed through my mom's school. And I can tell you, she was one of the best preschool teachers ever.
Okay, Shirley Pond said she's listening. And also Marva Richards
Yeah, man.
said
Marva.
listening. Marva
Yes,
is in
Marva.
Antigua.
Yes, Maba.
And Henry Pascal.
Yes.
Hi, Eddie. Looking forward for a great show.
Yes, man. God, yeah, man. We are.
Right. No, Eddie, you have siblings. How
Yes.
many?
8 siblings.
Wow. And
8.
you making 9.
Making 9.
Okay.
I'm the number 5th child, but first boy.
First boy.
Yeah.
So let's go in order.
We have
Girls?
Nancy, my sister, who is actually dumb and deaf and actually taking care of her mom. Nancy, number 1. We have Jacqueline, number 2, which is Jacqueline Stedman. I told you. We have Violin, Mrs. Laura. A lot of people don't know Violin. Laura is my sister. She was a prison officer.
Prison officer is your sister?
Yes, man.
Hold
Violin
on,
Laura.
Eddie. Hold on, Eddie. We mean Violin and myself, we all went to school around the same time.
Yes, man. Violin
Violin,
Laura.
former prison officer.
Yes.
So this young Laura,
Yes,
lady, that
the one
bright
of
young Laura.
finance focus.
Finance focus.
Yes,
you
my
are
niece.
uncle?
Yes, my niece.
Eddie. Should we believe that, Eddie?
Yes, no, true. Yeah,
So
Violin.
how many of us didn't know that?
Yeah?
Oh, that is why the Baffrood connection.
Yes, man. Violin, my sister Violin. From Violin, we have Jean, my sister. She's now Beaupierre. She was a formidable person working for the credit union movement for a very long time. 4 girls before me, and here comes number 5, yours truly, Eddie. And from here, we have Marcus Lestrade, who is the director of surveys. And from Marcus, we go to Letitia Lestrade Wyke, who is the PS in sports now. And from here, we have Collins. Collins is my brother who used to play a lot of football with early stars, worked with Domlek for a while and moved up to, right now he lives in Boston. And last but not least, my little sister, Missy.
This is the last Kakarat?
Last Kakarat.
I don't believe you.
Yes, man.
Missy is the last Kakarat?
Last
the last bit of milk?
Kakarat. Yes, Kakarat.
Which Miss you talking
Missy
about?
PS in the Prime Minister's office.
That's your sister?
Yes, that's my sister.
I know Eddie giving a lot of people shocks.
Yeah, he shocked me.
I know.
So, no, I want to know a little bit of your second sister. When I know as a boy growing up, she was in the government.
Yeah, Jacqueline was in the village council movement at first. She helped a lot of people in the village council clerk as a village council clerk. And when Freedom Party won, I'm not sure what year, he made her a senator. Yeah.
No, your niece apparently, Maria Wyke.
Yes.
She said that we are We are here supporting.
Oh, Mariah,
supporting
yes,
Sister
congratulations,
Strong.
Andy Sher.
Yeah.
Andy Sher is the daughter of Letty Sher and Waiki, customs officer.
Uh-huh.
Just graduated. Congratulations again, my niece and these all my kids. I raised these kids, man.
Someone said that they didn't. Wow, we did not know. I suspect you're talking about. They're talking about maybe Missy.
Yes.
Yeah,
My last little sister, we.
Yes.
My little sister. No matter how big, I tell her, no matter how big she is, she's my little sister.
I can see Missy laughing at the background there, screaming. No, Eddie. So you went to your mom's preschool.
Yeah, I went to my mom's preschool, raised in La Plaine. My mom had a little preschool, first by the Plainfield area, and then I think she moved at the back by a place they call Bong at the back by well, I would say I can describe it for you. You may not know. It's at the back of La Plaine by the Bolo area, so by my Vish area. If anybody from La Plaine know what I'm speaking about, she had a preschool by Majoli area, and that was where she had a little school, 40 students, 50 students, at 25 cents per student.
How much?
25 cents, 20 cents.
Eddie.
And she raised us on that.
Eddie.
Yeah.
You're saying 25 cents?
Yes, I remember 20 cents. Yeah, man. 20 preschool in those days.
Missy have to confirm that for me.
20 cents.
20 cents, you said?
Yeah, 25 cents a child, of course. A shilling.
You ever heard of that?
Well, I never heard that. I know they use that shilling business and the fadding.
Yeah. A shilling. You had to
But
pay.
shilling was money too, eh?
Yeah, shilling you had to pay in my mother's school. Right?
So when you hear a shilling, Cecil, don't only think it's little money,
And in those days, the
Big
preschool
money.
used to get a stipend from the social center,
Oh, okay.
So they get a little help from the social center.
Some V. Nadine Williams said that she went to that same preschool.
I've seen preschool.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of progressive people pass from my mother's school, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And your I think Stedman Jacqueline, she
Jacqueline.
said still some people were not paying.
They don't have money.
Eddie, your 144 viewers already live.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah. I just want to say to all the viewers,
Thank you for tuning in, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Eddie. From the preschool, would you remember anybody that you went to in preschool while you were there?
Yeah, man. Lincoln Collier, Darius Moses.
Like the Darius Moses?
Darius Moses, the guy lives in the state. I remember guys like Beverly Bertrand, I think Fitzroy too. I remember in Philippines like Liz Mingo. Okay, I get in old necessary, so bear my memory.
Good excuse.
Fellas like preschool days. I mean, my siblings too. I mean, Marcus used to be in my same school. Yeah, I remember in guys like Ricky and
Ricky Allen?
Ricky Allen and Roy. Ricky from Miss and Roy. Cheryl Allen. I remember in those from McDonald. Junior McDonald.
You went to school with Shirley?
Shirley who?
I'm trying to remember Shirley's last name.
From La Plaine?
The popular
Shirley Allen?
Allen, yes.
I think Shirley was a little bit above us, before us. A little older than us, yeah. A couple of years before us. I trying to get guys who were my age group, with Rodolphe McDonald and those people there, and those for Mother Jean and, yes. Ken, I think Ken Tallinn too. Ken, the former PAL rep. Maybe, yes. Ken was maybe a little after me.
No, Mavis Beaupierre said, your sister Jean is listening. Proud of you, bro.
Yes. Hi, my sister. How you doing? Yeah, that's my spiritual sister.
And they reminded you of another person, Joshua Etienne.
Yeah, Jean and Joshua. Beaupierre and Tipe. The twins. They used to call them Beaupierre and Tipe.
Yes, they went to the Dumpty grammar school.
Yes, you remember them?
Yes,
man. We played football together in La Plaine too.
Yeah,
for
left-handers.
Yeah. We also play football in La Plaine for Casgary. Fresh Island were part of my Casgary Fresh Island team. In those days when football used to play in La Plaine. Yes, man. Beaupierre and Tipe. Now, I mean, I saw one of them, Tipe, I think, in Portsmouth not too long. A couple weeks ago, I met one of them at
identical twins, man.
Yes.
When you see these guys,
yeah, man.
Not so sure which one is Jean.
Yes, man.
Which one is
Jean Joshua.
And Joshua.
Beaupierre and Tipe.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Up to this present, I do not know.
Neither me.
And they will just answer.
Some of them, they confuse me myself.
No, Eddie. From the transition of preschool into primary school. Help us.
Yeah. So see, before we go there, I remember growing up preschool days, and my mom used to be very, very strict on us because she was an advocate to learning, a teacher. So we had to do it right. So we entered primary school well prepared for the task ahead because we couldn't play for our mother. Blues. Our mother was serious. So going into primary school, we were well seasoned and well ready for the task ahead. And I think when I went to school in the Couturiers Hall. That was the building. The Hurricane David broke it down, a big building down just above the Catholic Church, just next to regional building in La Plaine. And my head teacher used to be Mr. Jones Beaupierre, Teacher Jones Beaupierre. I think that's where I started primary school.
Just before you continue, Paula John Baptist said that she's watching.
Hi, Paula.
And Owen, your brother.
My son.
Your son. That's what he said.
My son.
He said, I'm listening.
Well, I'm not actually his father. Yes, but his dad, who was my first cousin, died a long time ago, and I took him up, adopted him, and basically raised him as my son. And
Seabreeze says that he too is listening.
Yeah,
Vibes is listening.
Big up one time.
Yes, quite a number of people there. Roof Nation. You know Roof.
Roof.
She's living in Guadeloupe.
Yes.
She's also listening.
Yes.
Hi, Roof.
Hi, Roof.
That is Cecil.
Yes, Eddie. Hi, Roof.
Whilst you were at the preschool, can you remember what you used? Was it slate?
We used to use slate. I used to use slate at the preschool. Slate, yeah.
With slate pencil?
Slate pencil, yes.
Right. In preschool?
In preschool, yes. I wrote on slate in preschool, yes.
In preschool or primary school?
Preschool.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, primary school was a piece of a book.
Okay.
Yeah, primary school was, I used the front of the book and my sister used the back of the book.
You hear that?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting.
No, Eddie, let's go to primary school.
Yeah.
You entered into primary school and you said that Mr. Jones Beaupierre.
The
school is now named after him.
Yes, the school, La Plaine School, is now named after him.
Right.
But that school used to be a big hall just by Mount Boniface. For La Plaine people that listen to me, no, just by Mount Boniface had a big hall just across from regional. Had a big hall, a wooden building separated. There's where the primary school was. We used to gather in the entrance there. There had a big step. Jones Beaupierre would come well dressed, khaki pants, shirt in pants, his hat, and he would address us, and we'd move to different classes, which was separated through wood, by wood, plywood, or whatever wood it was. And so I started primary school in June in that wooden building there. Yes.
No, this Oliver Litter. He's talking about a man with some serious breeds of dogs.
Yes, I'm into dogs. I love dogs. I breed dogs for sale. I brought in dogs from Germany. I brought in dogs from the US. I'm a certified dog breeder.
Okay. Now, in primary school, Eddie, there are a few things that you would have done. Some teachers that you would have liked.
Yes.
Some teachers you wouldn't have liked.
Well, I honestly never didn't like any teacher. You know, sometimes some teacher would punish you, and I never lived my school life not liking any teacher. I always used to be close to all my teachers from primary school right into secondary school. Yeah. But there were some teachers I would really remember, like Washington Jones and Teacher Avanel and Teacher Moon and Teacher Moon. I'm trying to remember some. Yeah, okay.
But Eddie, while in primary school, you know, there are a few things as a boy that you would do. Go to the golf field, go to the make a two-back.
Yes.
I don't know if you would have done that.
Well, I couldn't skip school. My mom was too strict. We couldn't skip school. We had to be on time. We had to be in school. But I used to play a lot of sports, and I remember the fat pook field. I remember, you know, all in Felicity, the mango field and all the banana fields in Felicity. So I remember at the back of the church, down by the cemetery, across by the cemetery, the priest and them have a lot of land there. There is a lot of fat pook. So when you go and you collect in your fat pook, you have to take out your shirt from your pant and collect all your fat pook in your shirt, wrap up. And when you reach home, your shirt stain blues. Blues, you know. So yes, I remember in the fat pook. Even next to the school, I had a lot of mango. from the school, go down to the new school they have now, was a lot of land, a lot of mango. So we used to go for a lot of mango there, and there used to have a lot of fat pork. Fat pork, trust me, fat pork was our lunch, breakfast, and dinner, fat pork.
And in class, what was the environment like,
Yeah.
Any partition in the class?
Partition in the class, a lot of students. 50 students. Sometimes our classes have 40 plus, 35 plus children. A lot of children in class. Yeah, a lot of children in class, man. And those days, it used to have a lot of kids. School used to be full. Really, really full. So one
boys
class,
and girls.
Boys and girls together.
Let me ask, did you all use benches or chairs? What all you use?
Benches. We used to use benches. I remember we used to use benches.
And when the school year is over, you always just scrub the benches also?
We used to go every summer holidays. We used to have to go to the school to clean the benches, clean the school, clean the yard, check the school garden. And so it was a ritual that you must go back in school. Some even after hours, we used to have to go to clean the school. Sometimes we used to dedicate classes to clean the school this week. So this week that class, this next week that class, So we always had school activity, and most of the activities we had was to go check the school garden and to clean the school. Yeah, even summertime, our parents along with us used to go and paint the school. That's what we used to do. Our responsibility was to take care of the classes and take care of the school. That was the parents' and students' responsibility and teachers' responsibility. Yeah.
So here it is, Eddie, that yes, you had to do all of those chores that are in school, but there would be sometimes boys or girls in the class that would maybe do some disturbance. Were you a student doing that?
I used to be troublesome sometimes, yeah, man. I used to be troublesome, I've been honest, yeah. I used to be troublesome, but focus. And I used to get a lot of blues in school. but I remember the head teacher, Jones, sent a whip behind me. Give me a mark right by my shoulder there. I was bruised for days.
You still have that mark?
No, it cut through my clothes, And teacher Jones wasn't easy, Teacher Jones used to be too hard.
And knowing that your mother has a preschool, would he ever relate some of your problems in school?
When I went home, more blows. Worst thing to do was to go home and tell my mother teacher hit you. More blows.
You mean your mother still beat you?
Yeah, man. My mother wanted to know why the teacher beat you. What was the problem? If you tell, more blows. Or to say you was fighting in school, or they go and say you fight in school and teacher hit you. When you hit you, more blows. My mother was serious about school, and my mother always used to know that the teacher's right. You have no right. When you come to school, for my mother, you had no right. The teacher had all the right. So the never get teacher hit you because you were wrong. So more blows. Yeah, my mother.
I wish children are hearing that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beaupierre, did you ever pull any bench on any child's?
Yes, we used to play that game. Like guys standing up and you pulling the bench under them. Boy, if it passed like that, it passed like that. But if the child fall down and cry, blows on you, or to report you to the teacher, blows on you. It was a game, Like one child would plan in front of that student to distract a child to stand up. And when the child stand up, would put the bench under him. When you sit down, boy, that used to be a bad falling. Boy, God, I see what you do. Someone could break their back there.
Yes.
With those kids doing funny thing, but thinking of it now, that was very dangerous. Somebody could break their spine doing that. And if you do that and the person start crying and the teacher come and say, oh, he put bench on them, more blows on you.
Mildred Jules from La Plaine saying hi to you.
Yes. Hi, Mildred. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, Eddie, you. It seems that you're in between student, very troublesome some at times, and not too very troublesome.
Well, I had a little favor in all schools I've attended to, even preschool, primary school, that people always gravitate towards me. For some reason, I was always my gum, I was that vary, I was the motivator. So sometimes, yes, I cause a problem today, but then tomorrow I popular again because, I was the boy, the footballer
like
in
school,
leader. The leader.
Yes.
A lot of the students used to look up to me. So sometimes I'd find a lot of favor. So if the guy from Laron, I remember Byron make a problem with a child, and the child say, "Oh, from Byron used to be from Casgory," and to see my friend from La Plaine tell me, "Oh, Byron hit him a lash." She'd come and tell me, school finish, go and wait for Byron before he crossed Cesare Bridge. I want to beat him. They'd call me. As every student at the fight would call me.
So you're the dandy, Papa.
Every student that like a fight would call me, hey, Eddie, look, Byron beat me. Or the other guy from Lauren is called Seacock, Mr. Troublesome. So he used to trouble them children. So them children come tell me, look, Seacock beat him. I'll do it for Seacock. And I'd beat Seacock back. Simple.
Eddie said simple.
Yeah, very simple.
That was really good fun day.
Really good fun, yeah.
What was your uniform? Did you all have uniform?
Yes, we had a khaki pant
And blue shirt.
and blue shirt, I think, Yes.
All the
white
preschool,
shirt.
all the
Yes.
primary schools of government used
Yes.
to have this
Khaki
pants and
and
blue
blue
shirt.
shirt. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
In those days.
Yeah.
And you had sliders under that, no?
Yes, cancer. They used to call it
Cancer.
cancer.
You had cancer?
Yes, yeah, man.
That's some money, man.
Sliders, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so your mother never tell you go and take out my cancer on you?
Yes, because you had a special cancer for school and a special cancer for birthday for your
For church.
Sunday best. Yeah. We had separate clothes. So we had our school clothes, we had clothes we could use normally, and we had a special clothes for Sunday. So a Sunday afternoon, you bathe, you put that clothes on you. When you finish, that you can't wear the clothes unless you should call it a Sunday best. That's the clothes your mother go Roso and go buy Asha Dash.
Yes.
You have Asha
Asha
Dash.
Dash, yes.
Yeah.
And buy your special clothes for you.
Yes.
And you can only wear that on a Sunday.
Some people forget the word. Some persons forget the name Asha Dash.
Yeah, don't make a mistake and put that clothes on you during the week. She'll hit you. That is your Sunday clothes. Okay? So that all of this we're living in Lapland, because we lived in Lapland mid-village, and after Hurricane David, we moved to Casgary, where my mother residing now. I built my house now. Yeah, my sister residing now. So, but before Hurricane David, we lived in Lapland mid-village.
So let me ask you, Eddie. We know in those days growing up, when you have to go to the bathroom, you have to ask the teacher.
Yes.
And it's just sometimes would take some time to make you go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Did you have that experience?
Yes, you had to go to the bathroom. If I try to remember what bathroom we had, I think we had a pit toilet at the back of that
The school?
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a pit toilet by my Boniface at the back there. A long toilet. It's the 1, 2, like 4, 5 different holes. There's a long toilet with different holes. Where you'd go and sit down. By the back of my Boniface, where the belly of my Boniface is about that. Yeah. I remember that very well.
And you would go there and all see cockroach?
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Cockroach. Snake, even snake too already. Snake, because they used to see snake along the place. Abolo.
And red ants.
And they call it red ants. So you have to wipe the seat, because if you wipe the seat, you're going to go back in class and red ants bite all your butt. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that was the school life.
Yes, school life. Yeah.
No, Eddie, while at school, you said that there wasn't partitions, right?
Yeah, some of the schools were separated with partitions, movable partitions, and some were not separated. Yes.
And so, what I want to find out from you, how did you all in school interact with each other, especially during recess time?
Okay, we used to have, our recess was basic breadfruit. I can tell you, I used to go to school with breadfruit for my recess. Some people had their bread, or you have your bread. Them little ruggles, the old man from Lapland, they call ruggles. You used to have on Mafi. You used to have them little bread, small little bread out your recess. Dry bread. You look for no butter and cheese and them things. There's dry bread. So you always share your recesses from people. And mango. A lot of us used to have mango and ripe fig, ripe banana for recess. You know? It wasn't
What
always...
about that breadfruit roti or what?
Well, I will tell you, I raised on breadfruit. I used to eat breadfruit for my coffee. My mother used to give us breadfruit for breakfast, breadfruit for lunch, breadfruit for snack, and breadfruit for dinner.
Eddie say that
You quit for breadfruit.
Yes.
and today you still eating breadfruit?
Well, yes, that was the quickest food. There was a guy, we had a big breadfruit tree. Aton, it's actually, Aton have his building there now,
Yes,
Lapland. We had a big breadfruit tree there. And there was a guy they called Mac Hoville. That guy was a grave digger. Minister had so much God. He used to claim the breadfruit tree. And while on the breadfruit tree, he used to say, Papa Bondi,
as you said, as you said that somebody said bon Dieu.
Yes.
as you mentioned about the breadfruit.
Yes.
Somebody said bon Dieu. that the person is Cassandra Elwin Augustine.
Yes. Yes.
You know that person?
Yes.
Cassandra
Yes.
Elwin Augustus.
Yes.
He said bon Dieu.
Yes. So that gentleman, Mac Hoville, he used to call him Mr. Mac. He was a grave digger, but he used to claim all trees. It don't matter how wet the tree is, how tall the tree is, Mr. Mac would claim the tree. And Mr. Mac had a thing doing when you're under his room, claim any tree for you. And while you're in the tree, but Papa Bondier, sous son nom and XYZ, foutez-moi à terre. And while you're doing that, you're in 50 breadfruit, 40 breadfruit falling down. So when he claimed the tree, you'd pick breadfruit for everybody. So we had a little area living by the cross. Miss Anna, my mother, Ma Mac, Marlene, she died, all these people died. Ma Donald, Ma Viela, Ma Henny. So when they pick all the breadfruit, we as little kids would go and collect all the breadfruit together, and sometimes we have like 60 breadfruit. Then breadfruit trees to produce, and we used to share. 15 for you, 10 for that one, 10. So when you collect all the breadfruit, then they call him, Donald, we need to sao. Chichagnes, we need to sao. So all of us have to go and carry Chichagnes on, and that's our food for the week. Yeah, wow. Breadfruit.
Breadfruit for coffee.
Breadfruit for coffee.
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Breadfruit for lunch.
Breadfruit
for afternoon.
Yes. And let me tell you, big night. Let me tell you, McDonald and them, big night, 10 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock in the night. Yeah, in McDonald, pong in breadfruit. Boom, boom, boom.
Someone just talk about Tonton there.
Yeah, Tonton.
Like your sister
Tonton.
talk about
Yes,
Tonton there.
because there was a guy they called Mr. Donald. He used to be taking care of the pigs in the center. And he used to come home late. And 11 o'clock in the night, yeah, in McDonald, pong in Tonton. Boom. And the motor making noise, you all back to home, and boom, boom, they pong in Tonton for Mr. Donald.
So, Element, how big was that motor pestle?
Big mash pilon. That when you put that, you put 4 breadfruit.
Four breadfruit?
Yeah, man, 4 breadfruit.
My follower said, for true, enough breadfruit in the morning.
Yes, man.
Noon and night.
Yes, man.
We had a lot of people from Bakatel to come for every Saturday.
Yes, man. Breadfruit, we live on breadfruit. My mother raised us on breadfruit. Because but in those days, no, breadfruit and lamouille was popular thing. Codfish and smoked herring was popular thing.
Yes.
And when you see they make a hopscotch for you.
Hopscotch?
What's that?
Hop sauce. Hop sauce is where you roasting the codfish and you're making an onion kind of watery kind of gravy with the roast codfish.
Only Lappen is using that name, man.
Boy, yeah, hop sauce.
Hop sauce.
Hop sauce. Let me tell you something.
Eddie, you must make that menu for
that wasn't easy. That wasn't easy. When you eat a hop sauce, when my mother make a hop sauce for you, if a little oil, the roasted codfish, put a little oil and onion and saute it in a little sauce. Trust me, nothing used to beat that. Now codfish is king.
And people talk about malnutrition.
Yeah, but breadfruit and hop sauce was the best way. Yeah, roast breadfruit.
What tea?
Cocoa tea or dité cannelle or dité basilic. Cibé comptoir, we used to drink a lot of cibé comptoir. My mother used to give us a lot of cibé comptoir, cocoa tea, basilic, you know.
So when you get your best meal?
My best meal would be lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, it always have a nice pong breadfruit or dashing pong. My mother used to pong the dashing too, you know. They used to make tonton dashing.
Wow.
Take the dashing and pong it so you have your tonton.
Someone also said to me, Cecil,
tonton dashing.
they use the tonton, they use this, sorry, that going so fast, boy. Anyway, what you're talking about, they said that they do it in Grand Photo.
Yes.
I thought it was playing alone.
No, Grand Photo, but tonton.
Hot sauce, tonton.
Hop sauce.
Going hop. The person said that hot sauce, tonton, going down.
What? No, that hot sauce, you put in pepper in it, no?
Yeah, they call it hop, not hot sauce, hop sauce.
Hop sauce.
Yes.
I want the person to get that hop, not hot. The
Yeah,
said
hop sauce.
Hop sauce.
Hop sauce we used to call it. Yes. Yeah, we used to have your piment coridon. You used to have your piment coridon or piment bon damajac growing at the back. So when mother was she, hey, I left up your piment from you, go to pepper tree, you pull. When you pull piment bon damajac, watch yourself. You have to be careful.
Your sister said when I come to La Plaine, she'll make that for me.
Yes, no problem.
I waiting for that.
No, you can get that.
And I suspect, just listening tonight, the population is going to put La Plaine under pressure.
Yes.
Bring that bill back.
Hop sauce. Boy, yeah, man. Roast codfish with a sauce, saute with a little oil and onion and so. Trust me, that used to be nice.
Everybody in La Plaine around your age will have eaten that.
Hop sauce, yeah, sure. Yes.
And breadfruit, for
that
sure.
That was a popular food. That was the quickest food. Until I change, maybe a quarter pound codfish used to feed the whole family. Quarter pound codfish. Most of the time we go in the shop, my mother used to buy half pound codfish, quarter pound codfish.
No, Eddie, I want to know about the home. You said that there were 9 of you all in the house.
9 of us in the house. Cecil, 2 bedrooms.
You like Johnny, man.
Yeah, my mother had
2 bedrooms?
2 bedrooms. Yeah, a big room and a small room.
Okay.
My mother and her husband in the room, in the bed sleeping, and we have bedding on the floor. For some children in the other room, I had a bed and bedding on the floor, and in the drawing room, we used to sleep on the floor.
Wow.
Now, I used to peep in bed, so I couldn't sleep anywhere. Now, if I peep in bed and my bed wet, I have to go in my house or missy bed or somebody's bed.
What?
Check. So what my mother used to do when I go and sleep, my mother used to have extra bed there to know when I wake up, I peep in bed. When I wake up, I close bed, change my clothes to give me fresh bread in, you know. Now, a lot of them didn't like me to sleep by them because I was a piece of it. They used to call me piece of it. So I peep in bed twice a night. I used to peep in bed. You understand? So it was a challenge, but we all sat. And next morning, I have to put my PP bed in outside. I have to make sure I get up, take my PP bed in, put outside. I was a big man, 15 years peeping in bed, you know.
So when you're in high school peeping in bed?
Yeah, man.
15 years old in high school peeping in bed? Hold on, Eddie. I was school peeping in bed.
I was going to high school, living Bafford by Aya, and I was peeping in bed.
Wow.
And I used to take my carbon pizza. Bow! Me take carbon pizza out there. I had to take my carbon pizza and go and put outside in Galvin. I should dry. And I used to go to school and tell, if rain fall, they put my bed inside for me. Yeah? So some of them, Angela, Faustin, and these people, they will come early. They would put my bed inside for me because I had to be sleeping on the floor in my bed because I was a piece of it.
We'll talk about that when we come to Roso. But you said that you were actually at home and your siblings didn't like to sleep by you because you peep.
I used to peep in bed.
Peep in bed.
Yes.
Every day? Some days?
Boy, every night. I can remember one night I do peep in bed. So you have to gauge my water. So my mother, see me drinking, my mother, Papa, where glow? You told Tapu, where glow? So
you have to control your...
No, Eddie Disako.
Papa, where glow? Keep it carbon now. So I have to drink my water early.
So you have to control.
Yeah, man. My last grocery glow had to be like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Into my mother see me drinking water, 7, 8 o'clock go. Well, we didn't used to be up 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock we in bed. So I had to make sure I drink my water early. And sometimes my mother was charged with the task of waking me up. So sometimes she'd come in the night, leave me. So sometimes she used to serve me, wake me up midnight, bon déjà pissé. So sometimes she'd come in early. By the time I peep, she say, oui bon de, ija pissé. Me en pissanité. So it was
for the people who can't understand that.
He says, already.
Oh God, he already peep.
You're something else, man, Eddie.
No, it's real. Yeah.
So not even your mother couldn't survey you sometimes.
No, sometimes she would be successful in waking me up. Sometimes she too late.
But the thing about it is you peeping twice.
Boys,
twice for the night.
Boys sometimes peep twice according to the activity. If I drink plenty of coconut, we have some big cocoa quack drinking. If I drink coconut for the day or whatever, boys sometimes wait in my bed twice for the night.
So you're saying that you had 2 bedrooms and
2 bedrooms
and also the drawing room.
The drawing room.
So you'll find the last set of children.
Yes.
Would sleep in the drawing room.
No, the bigger children used to sleep in the drawing room, and the smaller children used to sleep closer to my mother and my father.
Okay.
Closer to my father.
Under the bed?
No, it should have a right on the floor in there. My mother would open bed into there right there and would sit down right there.
So what about you? Remember that bag? How do you
The
call
crocus bag.
The crocus
You
bag.
ever go inside?
Yeah. Well, we used to have a thing they call a Macintosh.
Okay.
It used to have the Macintosh, them rubber thing. So my mother always used to put it under me for me not to wet the rest of the bed. So when she put the bed, she would put a Macintosh on me. And we used to have a bedding, plenty bedding. So when you wake up in the morning, pick up your bedding, put it away, night time, open your bed.
But the thing about it, Eddie, when you pee in bed, that the pee was so warm.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get up.
You don't know.
Fair.
Fair.
Just do not want to get up.
Don't want to get up.
Because that pee is nice, making you warm.
Yeah. But that used to be in Centipede, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Tell us about that.
Yes, man.
Tell us about that.
What happened?
Boy, so a time I wake up, my mother wake up now, I gonna go Roso and buy my first communion shoes. Yes, my first communion shoes. And I wake up early, but you know, this I wake up at 4 o'clock. And boy says, I walk in my kitchen, a centipede bite me. I go to Roso to measure my shoe. So I need my foot normal size. By the time the centipede bite me, my foot big so. My mother says, she say, Kabon pisa ki kamene, beteni pia. I said, we want this. So my mother blaming me for the centipede had come then bite me. No, she said, my pee bed in her brain is centipede. So you see, the pee bed in is to be like a centipede sometimes. So your mother, you have to take big on. From since I look about, it's big on, eh? It's big on, take your thing and spray up, Yeah, but it was a challenge. But my mother
So let me ask you, talking about Roso, when was your first time coming to Roso?
I came to town 1977. No, well, I attended school 1977, but I came to town before that, on about 1976, 75, 76.
So what was your first experience coming to town then?
We had to wake up very, very early, like 4 o'clock, to come to town on a truck Mr. Telemagad. And the truck would be loaded, 50 people on the truck. And Mr. Telemag driving would take 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours to reach Roso. Your tailboard, and there was a guy they call Lambert Louis B, and he used to have the cadet. B was a cadet, there were the cadets. So all the bag of food on the tailboard, all your bag, everything on the tailboard, and you would sit down on the truck. The truck would drive up from Lappin on 5 o'clock, 5:15, reach Roso around 7:30. Nice. Mr. Telemak used to be driving the truck. And he driving and he talking. You could be the last seat at the back. You would hear everything Mr. Telemak. So that's why they have a little song, a little slang. Moka diu ko di Telemak. So he'd be driving. Moka diu. Mr. Kosa. Moka diu. What's that? Moka diu. So they have a little song, a little slang fella saying, you talk to you, they tell you, Moka diu ko di Telemak. Because he was a guy who helped a lot of people. A lot of people ride on him for free. I maybe even own him. He died. May he rest in peace. And he was the grandfather, the father of a lot of us, raised us, So we always used to get credit passai, free passai, because we were his immediate neighbors, But my experience coming down at first was on the Mr. Telemak truck. He had a truck. The truck had tarpaulins to the side. When rain fall in, you have to, the tarpaulin roll up. You have a band like a rubber band tie. It's called the tie tube. It's called the tube. And to roll up the tarpaulin and the tube is to pass around it and hook it in a nail. On the truck, when rain fall in, everybody unhooking their piece of rubber tube, boom, the tarpaulin fall into the sides, and Mr. Telemak driving. But trust me, he was a very, very, I can't remember any time in history that Mr. Telemak having an accident. It would take you 2 hours to reach Roso, 2.5 hours to reach Roso, but you would surely reach Roso safe, Lagon. Mr. Telemak could put you Lagon. So I came to town in the early 70s on Mr. Telemak truck.
And I can imagine coming to town, country bookie as the number would say.
Country boy.
You've seen that those days as bananas.
Yes, bananas and a lot of bush on the road.
You see the trees.
The trees.
Between race with the truck.
A lot of steam. He used to, at one time, I remember this is Mr. Telemak used to drive so slow that you can almost count every tree from Lappin to Roso. Mr. Telemak was a very careful driver. Take his time. Mr. Telemak was in a speed. If you pass Mr. Telemak, boom, and go, he say, "Gay short line." If somebody passes, he say, "Gay short line." Well, like a lake or sa, or like a quick lake or sa, And he was a very careful, meticulous driver. I would take you to your destination for safe. Yeah.
On those trucks, 3 ton, 1 ton?
3 ton. 3 ton. Yes.
So that would take
Bedford.
like 40 people.
Yeah, man. Some of them 40-something people, 20-something people. Yes. That's Bedford. That the road had benches right across. And the rows you have 1, 2, sometimes 8 people, sometimes some people used to sit on one another. Yes, I remember traveling from that plane, sitting on people, because the truck full.
What is the experience when in the early morning that the chauffeur would have to come and would he horn or would you know the song of the
Yeah, we know the song of Mr. Telemak truck. Mr. Telemak cranking up his truck by the cross. Fortunately, I was living next to Mr. Telemak or the house to immediate neighbors. But you have to go early because if you want to take the front seat or the back seat, you have to hop on the truck early because people starting to come down, walk down the road. In other case, your boss used to pass and pick you up. Most of the time, if you go along the road, he can stop by the school, pick up somebody, he can stop then pick up somebody, but he wasn't a case where he was going to leave his course. When he come back in the afternoon, he go up valleys, they drop people, drop things, but in going to Roso, you have to pass because some people in the truck would make noise. Oh, you need to pass a Plaisance, I must say this. So some people used to get vexed if the truck have to go Plaisance or pass Fresh Island because, not Fresh Island because this Fresh Island is that motorable road. Okay? You could also reach as far as Mason in Fresh Island. But most people used to walk to the cross area by Mr. Telemak to take the truck. There was also a guy they called Jerome, Mr. Jerome Baron. He died too. May he rest in peace. Had he struck too. Mr. Baron, Jerome come a lick after Telmac. So these were the two main guys in our plane that had trucks carrying it up and down. I think Mr. Charlie at one time had a truck. My memory served me right. Mr. Charlie at one time had a truck.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
You talk about cranking up the truck. What is that?
Sometimes what we used to do is the guys who had a thing, they used to go in front of the truck and they used to grung, 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 and they used to crank it. Like sometimes maybe the truck battery not working. They had a technique to push something through the bonnet of the truck. And it used to go inside a cranker and they roll it, tung, 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 and it used to crank it.
I remember that, Eddie. It was those Bedford trucks.
Yes, this Bedford truck.
And not just trucks alone, some cars used to have it.
At some Jeep I used to have it too,
To start
them Land Rover used to have it too,
to start the vehicle.
Yes.
Crank it.
Yes.
You put the key.
Yes.
You turn the key.
And you should crank it.
But you have to crank it for it to start.
Yes, them Land Rovers, they had couple Jeeps.
Or else
Yes, there's an old man in La Plaine, they call him Mr. Nicholas too. Curly, them father had one like that, used to crank. Yes.
And the truck begging to go up the hills.
Yeah, they used to claim, trust me, them Bedford had their power.
Yeah, the first, especially their
Trust me.
first gear and second gear was
Them
ready.
Bedford had their power. And these drivers are safe drivers. Man. Safe drivers.
And then
the terrain was rough.
You said that they would build the benches across.
Yes.
Your benches were just wood or just wood and sponge?
No, wood and sponge. Both bench and backrest used to be wood and sponge. And you sit down there, your bag, and you had a tailboard. The tailboard used to hang halfway, proper ropes tie in it, and them tailboard used to take. Some of the load used to go on top too. Them sack dashing and them sack used to go on top the truck. So a man to claim the truck, a man snap on the tailboard, you pass it back to him and you put it back on top the truck. Trust me, those were real days, man.
And now, Eddie, your first experience arriving in Roso.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, I have to try to remember that. I remember we came down to town and my mother used to bring us to town to go and buy stuff. My mother always used to shop by Asha Dash and she used to shop by either the Nassif, old Nassif, somewhere she used to go and buy stuff.
As you're thinking, Eddie, someone's on the telephone. Let's see if we can take that caller. Good evening to you, caller. The first call for the night. Good evening, caller.
Hey, Cecil.
Yes, good evening.
The name of the thing to start the truck was the crank handle.
The crank handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Eddie, it was called crank handle.
Crank handle, yeah, man. We should crank the trucks, yeah, man. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so you're saying now about coming to town for the first time and to
yeah,
see
my
the
mother used to
Roso.
always go and buy TD shilling for those people. My mother used to shop there. And I remember Asha Dash, Asta fans too. And
Some person might wonder where Asha Dash location was.
boy, I can remember. Asha Dash, I
You
can remember.
Yeah?
Tell us.
Opposite to East Shillingford upstairs there.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
I wanted to find out if you remember.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes.
Because that's where all of us, I lived in
Yes,
Fieldsden
I
at the
remember.
time. You lived in Fieldsden, so
Yes.
there's no way that you would forget
Yeah,
Asha
man,
Dash
Asha
there.
Dash.
That's where you used to get all your school shoes, all your
Everything,
socks,
yeah, man.
everything, you know.
Everything.
We had everything there, you know.
Yeah.
When you walk inside by Mr. and you live in, you set up for school, you know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, so go ahead. So you come to town,
Yeah.
you get lost?
No, I never got lost because I couldn't leave my mother's side. In the days, my mother was very versed with Roso. We had an auntie Eliza. You know Mabel?
Mabel? Which
Mabel,
one?
the crazy lady walking
Yes,
up on
yeah.
the streets.
Yes.
Yes.
She's my first cousin,
Mabel Reed.
Mabel Reed.
Yes.
We had two sisters' children.
Ah.
Yeah. So her mother used to live in Pong. You know Pong?
Yes, of
Yes.
course.
Auntie Eliza used to live in Pong. He was married to a guy, I think he was a prison officer, they called Reed.
Reed, Mr. Reed.
Mr. Reed.
Always in his khaki pants.
Khaki pants.
And his batter
Yeah.
and his batter tennis.
Yes, I. So sometimes when my mother come down there, after she finished with us, she would leave us by Auntie Eliza to go and do her little runnings and come back and pick us by Auntie Eliza. Auntie Eliza is a lady, she used to smoke a lot of cigarette. Yeah, she died a while now. Yeah. So Mabel, you see up on Nongtong is my first cousin.
Okay.
Two sisters children.
It's another surprise for some people again.
Yes.
Many of us would not have known.
Yeah, Mabel used to come up to La Plaine all the time and spend weekends and spend holidays off. Summer holidays for us, you know.
Yeah. So for persons who are trying to wonder, Asha Dash was, you see where Curtis Tong had his insurance
That's correct.
building? Right there was Asha Dash. There was an Indian man.
India.
And so Eddie, your mother purchased quite a lot of
From India.
A
school
lot of
clothes,
a lot of school clothes.
shoes.
Because she had a lot of us going to school, you know, at the time, you know, and because we were close in age, a year and a half apart, you know, close in age. You find she had a lot of children going to school together at once, you know, different fathers. So she had to wait for that one to send the money, and my father sent little money there to go and wait to go and do the shopping, you know.
Yes.
Every struggles, yeah.
And then now, Eddie, we were speaking of home. Tell me, this 2-bedroom and your drawing room, did you all have flushing toilets?
No, we had a pit toilet. So I remember very well in our house in La Plaine, we had a pit toilet. So we had the building right here. We had a step at the front of to climb the house at the front, facing the road. We had a back step. We also had 2 rooms. Each room had a door facing up La Plaine area, facing like up. And we had a kitchen, outside kitchen. And at the back of the kitchen, just to go towards Mr. Telemac area, we had a pit toilet. Yes.
And how would you all bathe?
We used to bathe carrying water, basin.
Carrying water,
Yeah,
basin.
basin, yes. You should have a standpipe down by Mr. Mac. We used to carry water there to bathe. Sometimes my mother and them used to have drum. Sometimes we'd go in the river because we used to go wincing for river, Mon wincing. So early morning we wake up and go down Mon wincing. There's where you passing you back by my mother's school, pass by my Lucita and them people there. I think there's a guy Amundsen have a house somewhere there. And you go down Mon wincing to carry water. So
Someone wants to speak to you, Eddie. Let's see what the person has to say. Good evening.
So good night.
Good evening.
Eddie, good night.
Good night, man.
So, sir,
Yes.
that man after that also used to have a chip street. So,
You're breaking up, caller. You're breaking up.
Yeah. He also had Asha Dash also used to have a store on Ship Street.
We're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that information.
And would you do you believe that girl in Beaupierre Street, Audrey used to work with him at one time?
Audrey used to work with Asha Dash. Audrey
Yes.
didn't be that Beth man. Audrey, I never know that
Yeah.
one.
Audrey
Audrey
used to work
was
with
my
that
neighbor.
now.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Cecil was telling, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to go, have to go.
And your sister also said not Mabel alone. Also had Missan.
Missan,
Missan
yes.
and Mabel.
Missan and Mabel, yes. Also, Cecil, as I was telling you, we used to always wake up early morning and go Monwincin. Monwincin is an area down, we used to go down the river, but we used to pass at the back of Mr. Mimrod house for the people from La Plaine listening and more familiar with the area. La Plaine by Mr. Mimrod, go down via Monson by that road, that house for Mr. George is there, go down by Malusita, go down into the river, terrain, slippery road, kayak, rock, sometimes you have to hold washing board to go down, and you fill your bucket, fill your jerry can, fill whatever thing of water, and you come back up. That is what I used to use for drinking and cooking. In those days, we had no water. So every morning before you go to school, you had to go Monwincin before make our touch. Some of we had a special touch. The touch is what you take cloth and roll it into a touch, put it on your head, and sometimes when you put your jerry can of water to sit on your head there, proper balance, you climbing them hills, holding on your water, balancing your head and your head there, and not one drop falling, we were training that, so we used to use a lot of that water, and my mother and them used to have drum collecting water, so we used to bathe, we used to bathe, pouring water on us. Mother would put you, and a lot of time your mother used to bathe you too.
But
Your mother used to bathe you.
not what my
Your
mother
mother
bathed me.
bathing you.
Especially
How old are you now? Your mother bathing you.
Johnny told us that yesterday.
Yes.
Last week Sunday.
Yeah,
Your mother bathing you.
Up to high school.
Your mother bathing you up to high school.
Yes.
Yes.
When school is going to reopen
Your mother used to
at
bathe
the
you.
end of the
Anything,
summer,
yeah.
or sometimes even at the end of Easter.
Yeah.
2 weeks holiday.
Yeah.
They're gonna take out the quass on your body. So even
Also,
your mother do
also
that?
it was for the purpose of the rationing the water too,
Yes.
You couldn't waste the water.
Yes.
So she point one thing on your broom, she soaping you, and 2 things to rinse you.
So hold on. They use stones on you.
yes,
use stones on you.
yes. My mother used to use stone to scrub our food, scrubbing brush, not scrubbing brush really, but when you peel the coconut,
Yes. Oh yes.
you peel the side of the coconut,
Yes.
the side, the thing of the coconut. My mother used to use that to scrub our nails, scrub on the talo, and a rag, scrub us.
So you see, you miss all of this.
And let me tell you something. That same rag,
Wait a while.
that same rag used to be the whippet too.
But element,
That same rag used to be the whippet.
your mother would still, you're 14 years.
Yes.
And your mother still bathing you.
Yes.
Yes, my mother used to be.
My mother bathed me up to 14.
Yes.
Okay.
My mother used to be.
My mother bathed me up to 14 years. All of her children.
And naked,
Up to- naked.
Naked.
As our parents. Boy like girl.
Naked. Yeah, boy like girl. Yeah.
Cecil, your turn.
Yes.
David, your turn.
Yes, Eddie, your
Derek,
turn.
your turn.
Marcus, your turn. Yes.
But
And you have to go into that. Although somebody tell me not to take any calls now, but I have to take that call. Let's go call. Good evening.
Good night, Mr. Beaupierre.
Hey, Owen.
It's your son.
Yes, man. How you doing, man?
Thanks for life. How you
I've
doing?
been listening to. Cecil, let me tell you, thank you for having my son on the radio.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I've been listening to you, man. I'm so impressed. You know what's going on, and everything you're talking about Telemark Island is for real. Because remember when we were little boy and our mom go down, we used to go by the road and go and look for them. You know, go down by the road and wait for when the truck come. You know, when the truck comes, you could hear when the truck coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Them to carry, yes.
So what you're saying is for really true, and you need to let them know about I know this program. You need to let them know, like when you went up for Freedom Party, Eddie steady, Pastor steady.
You jump in the gun.
And then and let them know that when I start up my business, you know, my driving school, you set up my business with me. You know what I'm saying?
After all.
So that's why I have you like my daddy. I classify you as my father.
Yeah, man.
So anything I do in life, I have to let you know that I'm going to do something, and I know you must be so proud of me, you know what I'm saying? So,
man. Keep doing what you
yeah, man. So, Cecil and Brian, man, thanks for taking my dad with you all tonight, man. I'm listening.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, bless you, man.
Yeah, man. Love all the time, man. Yeah, bless
All
her.
right. Nilo Beaupierre. Nilo Lawrence said, Uncle Eddie Beaupierre. Another person said, someone talk about, I had love when my mom bathed me.
Cecil, big man, 15 years, 12 years, and you had to stand up there naked. Your man pointed
out 14 years, my mother
straight like a telephone post
in high school.
Yes,
my mother had to do that.
And let me tell you the other way of taking out quass at the back of your neck.
Yes,
quass.
Yes.
They knew you had to look for the quass
under your arm. Just to pull
at the back of your neck.
Yes.
And sometimes if you play nasty baby shit, you know, could wash rag. Wait till bow.
And not only that, your anus, there's some particular areas.
Yes.
They used to clean.
Yes.
Behind
man.
your neck.
Yes, man.
You know, under your arm.
Your
anus.
Yeah, man.
Between your legs.
Yeah, man. Your parents had an art in bathing you.
Between your toes.
And so she also have pie coco now.
Yes, pie coco. She used to have the pie coco for under your feet.
Yeah.
And in between your
toes. It wasn't the pie cocoa, you know. It used to be the side of the coconut. You know the coconut itself. What you cut in and you making, like if it's in a jelly, what you cut in for the spoon.
The smooth
yes, that is what they used to take to scrub under your foot.
Scrub lucky today, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yes, they are. Eddie, we are 205.
Wow.
That's so fast on our own. And I know that a number of persons have been sharing the page. Yeah. You know, so that speaks of who Eddie is. So yes, Eddie. So your home. How far was the river from your home?
Very, very far.
But you spoke about the river a while ago.
Yes, man, very far. Very far. Our house was far from the river.
What do you mean by our house was far from the river?
Far. I'll maybe say a distance of here, DBS Radio, to probably past Botanical Gardens.
Woo!
Yes.
That's a distance?
Yes. Because we used to live mid-village. We used to call our area mid-village by the cross. So we had to go up, go down by Mr. Mim Road, pass by Malusita, go down the hill, go down into the river, that's where we used to take our water, and walk back up. That's for water. For bathing in the summer, we used to go Papayu, which was the same distance. Sometimes, Saisawi, if you go Barcelona, Barcelona was Saisawi River. So my home was never close to the river. Wow. Even Laron, sometimes we used to go Laron, never. That's why every time we reach the river, we had to bathe, because our house wasn't nowhere close to the river.
I just want to say good evening to Vado. Vado is listening. Your good friend Vado.
Good evening, Vado.
Yeah, she's listening. Let's hear what that person has to say. Good evening to you, caller.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes.
Yes, your life, DBS.
Yeah. Sometimes Cecil used to use the corner horse.
Yes.
See, when you decon,
yes,
you use that to scrub behind your foot.
Yes.
And close to you, and close to.
Yes.
But it's super
and
nice.
Close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your clothes to scrub your clothes.
Scrub your clothes. Yes, I remember.
Jeans especially.
Your jeans.
The khaki pants, those is khaki pants we used to use.
Yes.
So,
Take care.
Thank you.
so Eddie, you mean to tell me the corn, after they eat the corn, they have that on you then? Right?
Yes, after you eat the corn, you have the horse. That used to be your scrubbing brush.
Ivina Hill says, good evening.
I have been.
A gentleman from, she's listening from St. Croix.
Yeah, man.
No, Eddie. The river's that far.
Very far.
But you have to carry water from that distance to your home?
Yes, to my home. Every morning before you go to school.
What?
You have to carry water. Yeah, because that's the way you're going to get water to drink or water for my mother to cook. Most of the time we'll maybe be on the river water, on the rainwater because you had a drum. And sometimes we even have to carry it. Now, with other time, it's have a standpipe. I think the standpipe used to be by Mr. Mac down there. But line, it used to have a line of people there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go down there, you meet a line of people there. To go, after they put the water, but people need to have water at their home. So it used to have a standpipe. But the standpipe used to have a line.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go in the standpipe, you meet like 20, 30 people in line there. So you have to have your bucket and you have to wait in line to take water from the standpipe.
Line.
40
yes.
people.
Yes. Average 20, 30 people in the line by Mr. Mac. They stand by
You have
Mr.
to get
Mac.
up early in the morning.
And that standpipe probably still there, that standpipe by Mr. Mac, they're probably still there,
Eddie, that's an amazing story.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you have to follow the line to get water. Water was
And
ration.
while they're taking the water, Beth going on.
Beth,
story.
story.
Bev going on.
Common
Yeah, that's
talk.
the common talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to follow the line to take your water.
Uh-huh.
You can't jump the line. You have to
No,
follow
no,
the
in
line.
the night time, in the yard now.
Yes.
I should first ask, how big was your yard? I already had 9 of you all. How many other
Not-
children was around?
Not too well. How many other children was around?
How many other children was around you all?
Yeah, we used to be close proximity with Mr. Telemac. So I think Mr. and I maybe had 7 children there: Ricky, Reeves, Cheryl, Caril, Roy, maybe around 6, 7 children there. So and it was like a family. We would walk freely across to Mr. Telemac and they would walk freely across to us. Just above us used to have Mother Jean. Mother Jean had a couple of children. Just below us, immediately after us, below us used to have Madonald. Oh, Madonald was loaded. After Madonald go down, you see find Miss Maheni. Maheni had a couple, and then Manvela. Extended higher up, you see find Mason with a patch of children. If around 4, 5, 6 children, Mason. Mr. Mac down in the valley by Mama Maria and them had a portion. Go down by Mama Arlene, you see get another portion by Mama Arlene. My lovely Mr. and Mrs. Beaupierre, my lovely, let's call her my lovely, where's my lovely Mr. Garnett, my uncle, used to have a portion. So the whole area used to have a lot of kids. A lot of kids. You know, in those days, people used to make a lot of children. My mother had 9, that one have 7, that one have 11, that one have 8. A lot of kids. So we used to always mingle in one another's yard. Okay? Play football, not football, but play cricket on the road. We used to play cricket on the road with limes. So when you leave and you go fill city and get limes, come back, everybody back pocket full with 10, 15, 20 limes. That is for our cricket on the road. And when you see bowling, your lime is for yourself. You used to get the hardest lime. And there was a guy they called John Mack. When you see Mr. Batting, Mr. used to burst lime. So everyone wanted to bowl Mr. because he could bat well. So you have to make sure your pocket full of limes because pace bowling. Now my brother Marcus, who is director of service now, he was very good at making trucks, making bats. So we used to make bats of the coconut branches, and sometimes we used to make bats of board. So Marcus used to make the bats for us. And we used to pace bowl. Now our area was called Mid Village. There was the area where Mr. Telemac had the shop, where they had the cross. There was the area everybody would come and sit down by Mr. Telemac. There was from 5 o'clock go down, is a tradition. The old men, from 5 o'clock you bathe and you go out, you block by Mr. Telemac. Mr. Telemac used to have a hall right there. He used to have a band. Owen, who just called me, his father used to sing in a band. Mr. Telemac had a band there playing there. And in the hall, Mr. Telemac used to have matinee. So my area where I grew up by the cross was the center of Lapland, so to speak. That's where we used to play cricket on the road.
That's the action.
Action. That's where we take figure and mark the road, mark a road in the road. So you're taking the green fig, which would mark the road in white, and you're marking stop sign, you're marking turning point, you're marking keep left, keep right, and there was the road. On the road you have to drive, and you drive in your truck in that road you mark with the fig on the road. So my area, Mid Village, was the main area. Okay, every time they have little activities, it's Mid Village by the cross by Telemac. All truck, everything coming on, every body coming to that plane, you only give them a direction, just tell them look for the cross by Mr. Telemac. So that was the main area in La Plaine. So you find a lot of kids who used to be around the area. We used to mingle a lot.
Someone asked me to ask you Gilbert's seniorette. I wanted to ask Gilbert who went to school with.
Well,
he said, did you go to Dizac to
Yes.
get water in Laron River?
Yes, I remember going to Dizac to get water, and I remember going to Dizac to play cricket. Dizac, they used to have up by the back of Dizac, they used to have a cricket field. By Mr. Francois, the back over there, used to have a little pitch cricket field. So every Sunday, we used to take on little cricket field. We had a cricket field at the Dizac. I think we used to have one Balize. So every day, every Sunday, we would go and play little games, mid-village against Dizac, or mid-village against, So yes, Dizac, yeah. Well, I know Mr. Signoret very well. I mean, Mr. Signoret's son, Kiran. I used to live with Kiran, Mr. Signoret's son. So I have a connection with Mr. Signoret. Yeah.
And now, so we spoke about the river. What about the sea?
Yes.
That's the Atlantic side.
Yes, we used to go in the Atlantic side, and we were very brave swimmers. Yes. Some of us who couldn't swim properly had to have a bois float. So you go by the sea, and you choose a nice piece of wood that could float. You take a piece of stick, you choke in it, that's your handle, and you go out. And we used to go in a place in the city called Découvert. Découvert is where I used to go right out in the Atlantic Sea until you can see the cross. And summertime is nothing less than 20 children in that sea. So we used to go nice. When our parents find out, they used to come by the galley and wait for us. So sometimes you're outside there and you see your mother small by the galley for whip waiting for you. And you better come in where she is, and get your volley dear self. Don't come in another area and run home, you'll die. Best you just come in. So sometimes we used to go forward. I remember Hilary and Clarence. We used to go right out. And lamb used to buoy you. So sometimes we did lamb buoy you. You when you see lamb going up, Cecil, come back down. You have to time it. If it catch you when you're going up, come back down. If it will buoy you, you lose your bar flow. You have to be a good swimmer to go and catch your bar flow, or you have to hold on to your bar flow. There were some guys who didn't need bar flow because we were very, very good swimmers. Would go in the gel bushy way, go in the sea, and go right out in the sea till we see the cross by Telemac. We used to say we're going to découvrir the cross. And to découvrir the cross, you have to swim as far out into the Atlantic Sea as possible. But our moms didn't like that. But it was a summer thing. Average 20 people, 20 girls and boys, Because we used to go in a bassin called Bassin. Bassin is a nice bassin at below Saisawe Bridge there. Long bassin, deep. And above the bridges, you have another bassin, Papayo. You had to be able to swim. Trust me. Because those used to come there, they'll push in the bassin. So you had to be able to swim. And that was an advantage, I think. And then I can remember nobody getting drowned as such. Yeah.
No, Eddie, tell us the life in the garden.
The life in the garden, I was the first son with my mother. So a lot of time when she go to the garden, she always pulling me. A lot of time when she go and hunt crabs, and she go and get chaloupe and this thing, she always used to bring me because I was the first son. And my mother used to wait for a lot of people. Okay, that's how she used to make a lot of money to pay her school. She go and do journée.
Before you continue, your niece, yeah. I think Lisha Seidel
yes.
Lestrade.
Yes, Lisha, how you doing?
She said that, Uncle, you all were well troublesome, my papa.
Yes, we were troublesome, but at the same time we were focused on because we couldn't be too troublesome because our mom didn't used to play with troublesome children. But my mom had a lot of patience, she dealing with a lot of school, preschool children. She had a little extra patience. But sometimes her patience would run out. Blues, my mother liked to eat. Trust me.
Yeah.
No, my mother liked to eat. I can tell you. I know she listening, and I know she have a smile on her face.
And you say, my mother liked to eat?
Yeah, my mother liked to eat. You was going to escape if...
So let me ask you, Missy get blows?
All of us.
Missy get blows?
All of us.
Red Missy get blows?
The blows, all of us. Nobody else.
PS in
all of us.
Blows. She got blows?
Oh, of course.
Marcus got blows?
Marcus got blows. All of us got blows. My mother was a disciplinary.
Hold on now. You're telling me Missy get blows?
Missy get blows.
Everybody get blows.
I don't believe Missy get blows.
But hear that, Cecil. You know that's madness for this man to tell us going out into the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
to
man.
découvert the cross.
Yeah, man. Découvert. We used to call it découvert.
But that's
We
very
used to go
far
right out in the sea, no. Right
That's
out in the sea.
Atlantic. And you know the scene La Plaine.
The sea play not easy.
That's
But we
not
were good.
easy.
We were very good swimmers.
I wouldn't
And
venture.
some of us, like me, I always used to, one thing if me, I always do have my bar. Fellows tell me, oh, you can't swim. I don't remember. I used to go with my bar flow. So I go in, I walk in the galley, I get in a nice bar flow. I take in a piece of stick, and knocking this piece of stick into it. That is your handle. And the lamb buoying you, because what does the bar flow is to do? The bar flow is to help you go up the wave and come back down. And check, it's just that now, if the wave breaking on you, the bar flow can save you. Now, if you have another bar flow and the wave breaking on you, you can dive below and
You have to have a technical dive below, eh?
I technically
Because
dive below.
It can break your neck.
And dive and dodge the wave.
Yes.
But if the wave catch you when it going up on the bar flow, oh, that used to be sweet, man. Boy, that used to be
You're
sweet.
on top of the mountain.
That used to be vap,
And
you know.
coming down inside.
Yes,
Real
man.
vap.
Nice vap.
Yes.
And but most of the time the sea is rough. There's a wave breaking more on shore. Once you pass these waves, now we used to have time when you see, we used to know when you see rough, when you see calm. But the sea La Plaine never calm. It's just that the waves are a little less. And once you pass the waves, man, you used to go découvert.
So we're talking about the gardens now.
Yeah. The garden, I used to always go in garden with my mother, because my mother used to give people journée travail. What she should do, she should go and weed people's garden to earn a living, to send her to school, to pay her school and to feed us. So a lot of time, if she have a little journée, I'd go with her. Now, she used to always, my mother used to always in garden. My mother always used to have a garden. There's her dashing, we used to go in Margaret Tooth. We used to go in So. There place in Apple called So, Margaret Tooth. So we always have garden there. My family had some land there. So my mother always had a garden, hot there. We used to go hot there too. My stepdad, may he rest in peace, which is who was Marcus, Letitia, Missy, and Colin's father. For my 4 last brothers and sisters, my mom was married to their dad, Mr. Lestrade. That's why it's Letitia, there's a Marcus, Letitia, Missy, Collins and Missy. So their dad basically raised us. He was a very good father to us. He was like all of us father. He was our sweater. He was the one feeding us, gardening, the bay leaf, the bay oil. You know, he was just a good dad, you know. And he raised us.
Someone will say hi, just to hold that spot there. Good evening to you, caller. Sorry about that, caller. Go ahead, Eddie.
So he was the one making the garden, a lot of time making the garden, taking the journey, going to make the garden. And what we used to do in these days, they used to help one another make gardens. So maybe this week they would go and give Miss Anna a journey. They have a jupa. They have big food. And big food, when you see they have journey, there's a lot of people, 30 plus people in the journey, and a big food, big pot cooking, big pot yum, pain cooking, big dashing, big food, you know. And they would go and clean. Or if they're going to give somebody a journey to set clay, to weed the garden, it used to be a lot of people. Okay, Ma Maria, Miss Anna, Ma Viela, Madonna, these ladies they had a technique in weeding gardens. So they used to always go and give people journey travail. So a lot of time we used to go and bring their food for them in the garden, or sometimes they used to cook food in the garden themselves.
Really cook food in the garden themselves.
Yes.
Hold that for there. Good evening to you, caller.
Yes, good evening, Cecil. Good evening, Element.
Good evening, man.
Yes, we see what Element says about découvert the cross. When I born in La Plaine, but I raised at River Syric. And once holiday I came down and I followed those guys going up in the sea, in that ocean. That two fellas, the two guys for Teacher Peter brothers, Alex and Baba, and Daniel, and so much pleasure fellas. And them fellas went out, I followed them. Man, when to come back on shore is problem. They left me, they went ahead of me, they stayed on me. When I meet them, they go again. And when I reach on shore, I fall 3 times before I could stand on my 2 legs. Yeah. That is no joke. Them guys used to go out far in the ocean. Good evening, I'm listening.
Thank you very much.
Bless you, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Because you see, why he fall down, the water used to make your foot numb. You stay in the water for so long that you still feel crampish. So the technique is that when you come on shore, you have to just lie down in the little gullet that your body make back itself. Because you paddling all the time, you know. And boy, I remember a time I went out in sea with them guys. And the lamb buoy me, man.
Okay, the lamb buoy, just hold that. Good evening to you, caller.
Element.
Yeah, man.
Good is mess. When you have people working together, they can put mess.
Who's that?
Could me.
Put mess.
Yeah, man. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, cool May, yeah, man. We saw a lot of cool May, man.
May.
A lot of cool May.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some people say cool May, some people say cool May. You know, different pronunciation, but same meaning.
Yeah.
And that was a fete. When you go there, fellas, you used to have to bring your rum for the guys, the older guys, and big pot of food. Big pot of food, everybody eating. And then you used to have coffee, they say make coffee. You should drink your cafe, cafe noir, cafe guep. Before you live there, sometimes you live in the bush there, sometimes Tibonage meaning, the sun setting and that thing start to settle in, and it was a collective, it was a kind of community thing where people used to go and help one another to make their garden, and trust me, it used to pay off. Yeah, man.
Okay, so we talk about the garden life. So you're part and parcel of the garden.
For sure.
Let's go back a bit now. Getting yourself ready to sit common entrance. Now you're in primary school, getting to sit common entrance and getting yourself ready for high school.
Yeah. So at that time we moved from that little wooden building into Lapland School, Lapland School now, which is now Lapland School. And I believe at the time I think Mr. Washington Jones was our teacher, with teacher Avanel, and guys with Darius Moses, Lincoln Collier, Liz, we the ones sitting common entrance. Curtis, I remember Curtis for daughter, and common entrance is a big thing. Boy, you couldn't fail. Trust me, everybody.
Someone was telling me, sorry about that. I don't want to bust your fault, but as we're going along, I just need to read. So the person said that that came from Julia Geese. She said that Eddie, you remember when Roy Anna almost drowned?
Yes, I remember. Yeah. Well, it was a little lately after, but Roy, we were going in the sea, and the current took Roy. Mm-hmm. It was in Butsab. Current took Roy, and Hilary and these guys went to save him, because Butsab now is a place. It's funny. You can walk right into the sea. The water reaching into your knee. Your next step could cost you your life, because Butsab have a lot of sand. And that's why quite some people drown there already, and that's because it's a trap. Butsab, you walk into the sea, the river reaching your knee, and it feels good. See how deep I'm into the sea, and the river reaching my knee. Your next step could be the depth of over 40 meters. And that's when the current takes you. Okay? So, but we knew the sea. And I think Roy got caught up that time, and he got drowned. And we had to, when we saw Roy drowning, we had to run ashore because we couldn't help him. And some great swimmers like Hilary, I think Hilary Stedman was one of those, I try to remember who, went and they saved Roy. And blows, boy, we got blows. Blows on us, for Roy. Roy passed after that, a couple of years after that, he passed.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he went to town and had some difficulties, May he rest in peace, yeah, man.
Yeah. So you're talking about the common entrance now.
Yeah, so common entrance, we had to be, it was a competition. This days was a competition. You had to do good. Yeah. So we had to go to common entrance. We had common entrance classes. And I think those days, like 30 children sitting common entrance, yeah. Yeah, we did call it school living. 30 children, 55 kids used to be going up, And I think we did fairly well, because a lot of us came to town. Darius and I went to grammar school. I went to St. May. We did fairly well, though. Yeah.
So now you passed common entrance. You already been to Roso.
Yeah.
You have to get a place to live.
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, a place to live wasn't a problem, because I had my sister already going to school, and we used to live with my ayah, Johnny Henry's grandmother, in Bafrudo. Now, ayah had a son in Lapland. They called Mr. Lakou. Okay? Lakou Stedman, who was Jacqueline Stedman, my sister's father. So Aya's son had a child with my mother. Okay? So that was the connection. So a lot of us who came to town to go to school used to live by Aya. So it was easy for me to fit in. And Aya was a generation of boarding people. So when I came to town, I went first to live by Aya. I came to town with my little khaki pant and my bobby, so my socks, black socks, short pant khaki, and I stayed by Aya.
Give us the life of Aya. The life that you lived at Aya.
Boy, by Aya.
Was you PP 15 years?
Yes, big man. I used to be in bed. Mm-hmm. So we had a boys' room, and the boys' room had a bunk bed. And I believe there was a guy they called Maynard Lewis. He used to work at Barclays Bank. Used to see, the other one they called Shippy. Shippy is a guy from, he used to be a postman for working for Crooked Food. Shippy short, Brain maybe know him, a short guy they call Shippy. He used to be a postman. And Tyson, Sir Tyson at SMA, Albert Tyson, you know, and there was another one they called Crusoe, all from Caribbean Reserve. We used to live in the boys' room, something boys' room, 5 of us, and I used to sleep on the floor. So 2 bunk bed, 2 on top, 2 below, and on the floor. It used to have a girls' room. The girls' room used to have Angela Faustin, Irene, John, Miss John, who married to Mr.
John?
No, Ducre.
Oh, sorry, Ducre.
Ducre married to Ducre. It used to have a lady called Mena. You used to have a Lorna, lady called Lerna, which was Albert and sister in the girls' room. And then there was Marina and them, I think, not Marina. There were some other people sleeping in the drawing room. So some of them had at the time, I was maybe boarding 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people at the time. But I was boarding and lodging. I used to cater for, she used to make a lot of catering. So she used to come to school every time and sell bakes and patty banan and rough cake and meat pies. So she was always into the food business, okay, selling SMA. We stayed there. We had one pipe there, and the whole neighborhood used to bathe in that pipe.
Aya pipe?
Yes. So in the morning, you'd wake up and you meet in the lineup, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people line up to bathe there. The Morances, Frances, Magdalene Morances, the Morances, Ivonia, all Ivonia, John Baptiste.
Ivo
yes,
too?
yes.
Ivo too was in that gang too?
Ivonia, yes. Ivonia and Steve. Next door to us there used to come Steve, her brother Steve, used to come and be by Aya. He had Marina, he had Carrie, he had Paula Plasco, manager of Paula Plasco, manager of Dexter, used to come and be by Aya, you know, because Aya was the central person in Baffrood, in the corner by Baffrood there, where everybody used to come.
Where what's his name? Pastor Rodney have his church here.
Yes, at the back of Pastor Rodney there.
Yeah.
More in the corner, okay? There was a lady they called Marcurtain. Marcurtain is, I think, Fitzroy Williams for Exile One.
Yes.
His mom, Marcurtain, had a house right there. And I had a garage, and there was a lady, Mr. Frank, had a house right in the corner there. Past Mr. Frank was my Mabel shop. And going up used to be Suzette, and then Mr. Luis, where my war restaurant is now, Mr. and Mrs. Luis, had a shop. And just before that, I think there was Irene and Clem John upstairs there. So it was a little Baffrood connection right in the corner there. But all of us used to be by Aya, a line. Now, Aya didn't have no toilet, but she had a flushing, she had a bathroom. So she had a toilet with a pail. So we used to use that pail. And Ugly Willie used to come every morning to take the pail, to go and wash it. Most of the time he used to go down by Suki down there in your tongue to wash it for the poo-poo. Well, yeah, for want of a better word. And come back and put the pail there for us to use. Now, I used to be tight on a pail sometimes. So sometimes the boys like me, you see where they have the basketball court in Baffrood, where they have the basketball court by the public toilet there.
Yes.
All there used to be cherries, plenty cherries. So that was our toilet. T-Boy, T-Boy shot.
Hold on. Hold on, T-Boy for Patricia?
Yes.
T-Boy for Patricia?
T-Boy for Patricia. Carl Talks. All of us, that was our toilet.
Under that cherry tree.
Under the cherry tree. Yes, that was our toilet. When you go in there, you have to be careful how you step in there. Because while you bend down there doing your thing, T-Boy bend down there doing his thing. That one there bend down there doing their thing. And toilet paper. So under the cherry was full of toilet paper. And boy, that was our toilet. All the way the basketball court is there now by the cemetery there. That was a lot of cherries. Sweet cherries. And that was our toilet. Carl Talks and them. Bedu, Tambo, Brass. There was Kelvin, Marcurtain's son, I think. That was our toilet. Yeah, man.
Hold on. By the cemetery there?
Right by the cemetery there.
By the cemetery
there? As you enter in station gate, Gardens Gate there. On the right hand side, the Gardens Gate on Baffrood end.
No wonder the cherry was so sweet.
Yeah, man.
Somebody asked me to ask you about Pang. What's that? What's Pang?
Uno Pan.
Okay,
so there's Carol. So it's Carol for Suzette asking that.
Yes, Carol for Suzette.
Yes. so I now decide one day she's going to ration the bread. Okay? She don't give people 2 bread again and 3 bread. 1 bread. So I wake up and I say, because I always lead as I tell you in the beginning. I say, let's move a revolution against Aya. Because I was good in Spanish, so people asking why. So I say, uno pan, it can be 1 bread. But I decided from now on, everybody's 1 bread. And I was in Izino. That lady was a disciplinary too. She said, so I decided, okay, no, we uno pan. Now she couldn't understand uno pan. If I say one bread, it blows.
Yes.
She could hit you, or she body, she could hit you, I mean, not hit you, but she could swing some slap there, So I used the word uno pan from my Spanish class. So I tell them, let's make a revolution against, we can't be there boarding and lodging. And I want to give us uno pan. The choice is Carol. For Suzette living in St. Croix, St. Thomas, she is?
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
Primrose.
Because Primrose, not Carol. Primrose. Yes, Primrose. So every time she sees me, uno pan. So that name cannot stay for us,
Yeah. So that's why you know she.
I know her. She called me uno pan. I should never forget that. Yeah.
So let's get back to the toilet.
Yes. So Ugly Willie would come, take the pill. I had a little house with a toilet. On the toilet was a pail for a little slab. You'd sit down, use your slab, use it. And every morning Ugly Willie would come, take it, and go down, empty it in the sea, and breathe back. But sometimes now, I won't let everybody use it. So us, the boys, would go under the cherry. So I would go under the cherry and do my stuff, check, and come back and bathe. We have to bathe early because it have a line to bathe. It have a line. By I alone around 9-10 of us bathe in the morning, plus neighborhood another 10. So on average 15-20 people used to bathe by I every morning. I sure. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Wow. To go to work.
Wow.
So you have to follow a line to bathe.
So we can tell our children that can appreciate what they have to do.
Yeah, man. That they appreciate.
So so tell us about that the mornings. So
yes,
you bathe. You have to wash plates.
Yes, I had to wake up early morning and help iron. Marcus, my brother, was the party banana guy. If you want to eat a good party banana, now I can tell you my brother Marcus, director service, he's the one that really learned the art of making a party banana.
Well, Marcus, I on you.
He's a deadly party banana maker.
Covered boy.
Trust
Marcus,
me.
I on you.
So we used to help I wake up sometime, to help I knead the flour, to mix the cake, shall I mix her? So I tell her to mix the cake, mix the tea, because when she comes to school, my recess, she used to give my little recess. So I used to help her to sell in SMA, because every day she was at SMA selling party banana, rough cake, meat pies, tarts, and that's how she was making a living. She was very popular. She used to make a very good crabback, deadly crabback. Trust me, I don't think I have anybody I could make a crabback like Aya. Aya used to make a deadly crabback. And she used to do catering. So when the Lord Jesus and these people used to have their dinners, she would always make their crabbacks catering for them, That was a tradition. So we used to help her make this thing, knead the flour. And so one day now, I like the rough cake. So as she turn her back now, I grab around 3 rough cake. Now it burning me, so I run in as it burning me. And I slide it under a pillow in the boy's room. She see me, She say, wait, Anna, I'm on pound rough cake, man. But she sees me.
Hold on, Eddie. Someone just asked me, Marveline Holmes. She said, ask you, what did you put under the
pillow
bed? Yeah, you are talking about it.
So then now, she turn her back and grab some rough cake, because some partners in school now, they couldn't afford it by the recess. So every time I go, I used to have my little rough cake. Give them, I'm making you popular in school now. So I grab around 4 rough cake and I slide it under the pillow, but she saw me. So she come there, she said, I'm going to pour rough cake, la. Come see rough cake, la. I there. She come. So back away, pon. I be make it happy, come. She come inside. For those that can understand better, you don't answer, I'll get it myself. She comes straight to the boys' room and lift up the pillow. At 4 o'clock there, hot. My old man burn. My blues. She dug that foot in me to take a shoe, a slipper. She had slippers. Tukul sule, bow by me. I had to run. Tukul slippers. But you see, I would tell you, I was still my favorite person, because everything she had to go and buy. Everything, Eddie, she used to always call me, because I was very close to the brothers. In school, feeding the rabbit in school and all that, and I had a connection with the rabbit. And I was like, I would probably say, I don't want to boast, I was the boss there, because I was the kind of tough. Albert and them, it was more soft,
Someone tell me to remind you that she also did black pudding.
Yes, she should do, black pudding, rough cake. I was a caterer. She was very good at that, Yeah. So Bath Road days were very good days. I remember, and that's why I met NC. NC, I lived in Bath Road for a while. I played football in Bath Road. We had our Bath Road team. As a matter of fact, I remember I was the captain of the Bath Road team at the time, and I didn't know most of my players. I didn't know their name. So we had a league, Newton Savannah, and I submitted the list as a captain, and I put Tambo, Diab, rats, and the referee's like, Eddie, man, no, Eddie, what is that? But I don't remember his name. I put their nickname on the list for football. Tambo, Diab, Braz, the other one for the Moransis and them, you know. So I play a lot of football. Now we also play football in the gardens. Although sometimes the other guy they call Angelo, you know Angelo from Buffalo State. Yes, he died. He's actually alive.
Angelo, I think he's alive.
He's alive.
He used to be living in Baffrood.
But he's
all there.
He must be around 80s right now. Yes.
He used to be living inside.
But he saw the deadly garden station.
Yes.
He says you take some wood and sharpen it like low shed. I mean, I used to send that by you point blank if you're going to climb them trees in gardens. I used to send that by you. So when you see you climb any tree in gardens or you're playing football in gardens and they say don't play football and Angelo come in, you have to run because Angelo didn't have no face. Angelo used to send them low shed behind you on the tree. At the time he catch it on a plum tree at the back of garden and Angelo started rattling thing behind us, but we had to stay from what branch we were jumped down to run, you know, because Angelo was a bad guy in the gardens, you know. So I stayed in Baffrood for a while. I remember the Clifford Paul and Joel Weiss and these guys, you know, I remember them, and Mr. Clem John on a Sunday afternoon being in the gardens, and Suzette used to be making her ice cream, and I had to go across and get the big ice cream for them in those days. Clifford Paul, you know, Winfield, and it used to be Winfields, and those guys were the big guys, you know, you were the smaller guy. So you had to always go and get the ice cream for them, you know. And that's why I met NC, because NC was living in the yard inside there, and that's why I met NC. And NC had a very, very good relationship, you know. We played a lot of football in the gardens. We played a lot of sports in the gardens. Bamboo House was our... Bamboo House was
I had to ask you about that one. I had to ask you about that one.
Bamboo House in history.
There is no way that you're going to have this discussion.
No,
although I didn't ask John about Bamboo House.
Just in Bamboo House was in history.
But you had to...
Yeah,
your name had to register in Bamboo House.
Yeah, but you had to register Bamboo House.
Everybody's name had to... Every boy...
Did you write your name there?
Yeah, but if you don't register Bamboo House... If you don't register Bamboo House, you don't register nowhere. Yeah, man.
You have to register yourself in Bamboo House.
Yeah, but you have to register Bamboo House. Bamboo House
Did you
is a
register in
tradition.
Bamboo House?
No.
True.
I never registered in Bamboo.
Never registered in Bamboo House?
What?
No, I never
Oh,
registered.
you're not boy this, man.
My
Bamboo
brother
House,
did, but I lost my momentum.
No, I don't
Boy,
understand.
every
Anybody in our age group said they didn't register in
No, I didn't
Bamboo
register.
House.
No way.
They didn't know gardens.
And I went to the grammar school, eh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but Bamboo House was a deadly place to buy for us.
But the fellas like you,
Yeah.
Eddie, fellas.
Boy, when
names that was in the Bamboo.
sundown comes,
Yeah,
my brother,
Bamboo House.
you have to go to Bamboo House.
You must go Bamboo
And
House.
Marky, when you in Bamboo House, Ed, in those days,
Yeah.
there's like
What?
20 people inside there, you know.
And you don't see no
I don't
face.
see
you know.
nobody, you know.
Nobody, you know.
What happened?
You
Yeah,
don't
man.
see not one
No,
person.
I already go Bamboo House, check my little scene, and there are around 4 people in Bamboo House checking
Yeah,
your scene.
I don't-
And
not
I don't see no face, you know.
No, you always say little talk. Little talk.
Yeah, man, there's this
And you're
Bamboo
looking to
House.
see if anybody knows
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
and you're not seeing not one
So
person.
you
Yeah.
go inside different apartments, man,
Yeah.
inside the
My
house.
brother, if you didn't go, if you didn't go in room, we can talk about room.
The gardens was a nice place. We used to go. There was a crew of us. I used to go on the power. You go on the power. You say
Of course, after
at the back,
man,
at the back of the
you asking the
of sixth
question?
form,
You're asking that question.
Of the university center.
at the back of university on the
man.
power there.
Yeah, every
You check-
boy. Remember, I
Yes.
lived Buffalo State. Eh?
Yes. So on the
Someone
power.
wants to speak to you, Eddie. Let's hear what the person has to say. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, good
Good
evening.
evening.
What going on?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Well, I like to hear all them stories, you know, but I see nobody want to ask about Bamboo House, so my question is, what used to happen in Bamboo House? That's my question.
My boy, you can't tell us.
Hold on, caller. Are you from Roso?
Where you from?
Where you from?
Are you from Roso?
You sound like you had an experience in Bamboo House.
Are you from Roso?
Says a cuckoo boy.
Are you from Roso?
I'm from Baho.
You're from
I'm
Baho?
But you heard of Bamboo House.
Man, don't try
That
that
voice
on
sound
us,
like a
man.
Roso
No,
voice.
my boy, we can't tell
That
you,
voice is
boy.
a Roso voice.
You're a
That voice is a Roso. Where in Roso you lived?
No. I live in Kensville. That's Charlie. Jeff Challenger.
Yes,
Oh,
Charlie.
oh.
Charlie, how you doing?
But
Charlie, you're joking, man.
I cool, man. I cool.
Charlie, don't try that.
I
Don't try that with us.
Charlie, I know you lying.
No.
Charlie, I know you lying.
I go grammar school.
Charlie,
school. So
I
I
know
want to
you-
know what happened in Bamboo House.
Charlie, I know that
Boy.
you lying. Is that correct?
Bamboo House.
I know that you lying, Charlie. Your father had a car, not you?
Yeah, but Charlie, my father, yeah, in the car too, yeah.
Had a car.
Yes.
So Charlie, it means that you would take your father car even at the age of 16. I know you, so you can lie for us. You can lie for us. All right, Charlie.
When I go to lie, I don't lie, I don't lie, but I hear this fella saying don't go ask no questions. So I want to know what happened there, you know?
We're just saying what happened in Rome must remain in Rome.
Rome, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Bamboo
okay,
House.
okay.
Yeah, Bamboo
So
House.
did you visit Bamboo House? Did you ever have a
No,
visit?
I didn't go there.
No, I ask you, did you ever had a visit at Bamboo
Bamboo
House?
House.
No.
Have you been there since?
No, sir.
Never been there.
No. No.
Mr.
Ali,
Cook.
have a good night, Charlie.
Have a good night, Charlie.
Ali, have a
Bamboo
good night,
House.
Charlie.
All right,
Yeah.
fellas, take it easy. Yes, sir, take it easy.
Bamboo House.
Good evening to you, caller.
Bamboo House was a
Good evening to
special
you, caller.
house, you know. So we love leave that there.
Good
So
evening to you. Hold on, Eddie. Somebody's on the line. Good evening.
Hi, Cecil. Good evening, gentlemen.
Vado.
Hi, Eddie.
Vado.
how you doing, Vado?
Vado.
Let me tell you, Ben.
Hold on, Vado.
Yes.
You miss a good night to you, right?
Good night.
You heard me
Yes,
say-
I heard you.
All right. The other question is, did you ever visit Bamboo House?
Let me tell you, Bren, don't try that. Bren,
So-
don't try that. Not so you come on,
I
Bren.
suspect you go.
I
Bamboo House.
Cecil.
Uh-huh.
Did you believe, Bren?
No, I didn't.
Eddie. Eddie.
No, I didn't believe him.
Did you believe, Bren?
No.
Bren, don't try that, my.
Okay, Papa.
Roso, you come out to it.
And you live, and the man live close to the garden.
I close to the garden, and you don't go Bamboo House. Your name was never written there. I was there.
You were there too.
Vado, did you go to Bamboo
Eddie,
House?
Yes.
you have to put I was there, you know.
You have to say, Vado, I was there.
Boy, but it was a-
Eddie,
Yes, man. I was
we
there.
have to put I was there.
I was there, yeah. Bamboo
I
House.
was there.
I
I
was
was
there.
there.
And that printing, could you not believe?
Yes.
I
was
was
there.
there.
Bamboo was young.
So let me tell you, Brain, don't try that.
So the bamboo,
Don't try
so
that.
the bamboo growing with your name.
Eddie, I'm laughing from the time, as I told Cecil, I was just looking forward to that
Yes.
interview with you, you know,
Yeah, man.
because I know you are very on it. I want to hear the rest, Eddie. I want to hear the rest.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
but
man. So-
that's
Thank you.
listening to
Yeah,
you.
I stayed in
And
Baffroad.
Thank you.
I stayed in Baffroad for all my high school days. Yeah, yeah, playing football in the gardens, playing Newton football, Newton Savannah, you know, captaining Baffroad football team, you know, singing calypso with NC, stowing and going in the grotto. The grotto used to be where the old infirmary is now. You Buile grotto. Yeah, I used to stow it and go there, you know, and sometimes if they catch fish blows, you know, because you're not allowed to go grotto. But sometimes when you start having a little jam there, we used to do as though I used to send little stuff there for them too. So if you get the opportunity, they're going to drop it there, drop the stuff there. You stay in a little 10-15 minutes in grotto, you know. So I had some good days in Bath Road. I remember Atta and them fellas, you know.
No, your parents had to send food down for you from
Yes.
Laplin
Yes.
to Aya.
Yes, so the deal basically was you pay a little stipend monthly, but you send food every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, my mother would send a bag of food down to Aya, for Aya, because I had my sister, my mother had 3 of us living there one time. I think I had another sister. There was one time we had my mother had around, had to send like 3 bags of food, Roso, you know, for me. Missy was one place, and Marcus was somewhere by his auntie across the convent, I think, yeah. So it was a deal, it was a bill, not just paying a stipend every month, but you had to send food. You know, so I always used to have food, ground provision, dashing, fig, tanya, I always used to have food because she used to born a lot of children from the countryside, and parents used to always send a little food down, you know. She used to give food. I remember she giving food, bring food for the brothers. She always used to bring ground provisions and so for the brothers, Brother Jermaine and Brother John Lewis and them, you know. Yes, because I think her daughter, Johnny's mother, used to work at the brothers' residence as the caretaker of the residence, you know. Yeah. So I had some good days in Bath Road, you know, made some good friends, you know.
Someone asked me to ask you, what did you put on the bed for Aya?
The bed.
What did you put on the bed for Aya?
You think they're talking about the same rough cake?
I'm not so sure.
Maybe rough
Sister
cake.
asked him
I think there was
what he had put on the bed for iron.
I think there was a story to that, I
You had to
remember.
put something on the bed for iron. So
Yeah.
she'll,
I think there was a story to that. I trying to remember. I think there was a story to that.
Okay, so you said that you did quite a lot in the gardens, but also too you have gone under power.
Yes,
Go
on the
up,
power. We used to go up up Emsol used to have a lot of guavas and fruits and so. So we used to take our tube. We used to go up Emsol, eat guava, eat mango, and we used to come down the river on our tube, and a lot of children in the river. Now, with me now, as soon as it's for my mother to avoid paying boarding and lodging fees, as summer start, I used to have to go lapling. But sometimes you used to get a little break in between on a Saturday. If you stay down weekends, if you don't go up this weekend, you stay down. And we used to go up Emsol for a tube. I used to come down Emsol River and stop on the power. And let me tell you something, on the power we used to have some head dive. That was a long bassin under the college, under the university there. Yeah, man, and that was always full. Any given Saturday, any given afternoon you go, it's like 20 children and 50 people, and on the power was a popular place for bathing, man. Because there is where girls used to meet boys on the power, So we used to look forward to going on the power, and when you fish on the power, you go down, blues on the fruit in the gardens, blues, and Angelo knew. So Angelo used to know when he had the gang coming down. We used to separate from them. We enter the garden gate on the university end. We separate in. Some go left, some go right to confuse Angelo. Because the gardens should have guava, it used to have plum, it used to have a lot of fruits at the back of the gardens. So that was our breakfast or lunch. So we used to do a lot of that.
Let's see what that person has to say. Good evening to you, caller.
Yes, you call it underpower. You call it underpower now. But living the people is be past Milat, because only Milat was the baby there.
Past Milat?
Yes, because only the high people call it. The bourgeois never should be there to call it past Milat.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
But we call it now, as youth coming up, we call it underpower.
Underpower, yeah.
Because there was a power station where the university is there.
Yes. And you still have some strong current. You are able to swim on the power, because you have to swim up against the current. You are able to swim there, Yeah.
No, Eddie. You lived in an area where 2 cemeteries were.
Yeah.
Or they're still there.
Yes.
Were you ever scared of dead people?
No.
Never?
No. We used to get scared of the cemetery when they used to have La Toussaint. When they used to come La Toussaint, where they used to go and light candles and to remember the dead. And these were scary moments. That's when we used to be more afraid of the cemetery. I remember in the early days, the cemetery by the toilet there, some people used to be afraid to pass there because there was dark. So sometimes if you pass in there, you have to get company, you have to wait for a vehicle lighting you to run through there because there was dark. For them cemeteries, they were dark, no lights, And when La Toussaint, you have to go inside because people afraid the cemetery, people afraid to pass between them cemeteries because the area is really, really, really dark.
In those days, Eddie, there was this thing, Laja Bless and Lakou.
Yeah.
Did you have that experience in Roso where you
Not
had to go
necessarily.
in at 7
I think most of the country children didn't really afraid. I think the Roso children, if my mind serves me well, were more scared of that Laja Bless Lakou story. Because you come from the country and you always know about Tsukunya, Laja Bless Lakou, people saying they see this there in the countryside. So you basically raised in the country with that in your mind. So it never really scared you in Roso. I remember there were days when they say there was this guy used to live down, I wouldn't mention no name though, used to live down by the market area. They used to call him the sexy devil. You remember they used to live down by KFC, down there. Bring you remember that story. And that guy, they say that guy used to come inside your house in the night. So ladies were afraid to walk and you have to close your house tight because they say his name, there was no name. They used to call that guy the sexy devil. Remember that story?
Yes, boy.
And boy, I want them used to afraid to walk Roso because boy, They say that sexy devil. Once it's 6 o'clock, everybody have to go inside.
Everybody have to go inside.
Because-
Run inside, you know.
Eh?
Literally run inside. What
Run inside because they say this either man they call the sexy devil living down by the market down there. You know, and women used to be afraid to be outside, men too. You know, but in terms of larger bless as such, well, the gardens used to be a little scary place because I remember Auntie Roma, which is Maureen's lander, Reginald lander, Frida mother, and them used to live in that little house in the end of the garden gate up by
Emzol.
Emzol, just in the foot of Emzol.
By the college.
Yes.
The
By the
university.
Yes.
university. Yeah.
And Maureen Rosebud and them used to come down by Aya because I think she related to Aya. They used to come down by Aya and turn cocoa. So every time they come and they turn cocoa or they grind the cocoa. When they finish darkness, I was the one that had to walk them across gardens go up. So I mean, they come to the custom. I think my Jacko's wife Maureen, and Rosebud and this girls there. When they come down to do the grind the cocoa by Aya, when they go back up, I was the bravest one. So Aya used to send me to walk them across the gardens, you know, because it had like a scary thing about the darkness in gardens, you know. Yeah.
No, Eddie. So you're in high school,
Yes.
and you're into calypso.
Yes.
How
I went
did you
to high
get in the
school.
element?
Yeah, I went to high school, Cecil, and again, I wasn't focused. I've been honest. I wasn't doing
Before you continue, let's take that call quickly. Good evening to you, caller. Oh, sorry, person have to call back. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't do too well in my first years of high school. I'll admit to you, I was rebel. Trust me. I used to make problems. It's just that I used to find favor with the brothers again because I was close to the brothers. But trust me, I was a person for some second form, you know. And but I always used to get involved in school activities.
Hold on. Good evening to you, caller.
Well, Mr. Lander was Aya brother.
Yes.
How it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Aya was your auntie.
Yes, I was the auntie. Yes. So a lot of time when they come down and grind the cocoa and grind them thing, I was the one I used to walk them across the gardens because they were scared of the gardens. Now come back to high school, Cecil. I took a little while to settle in high school because trust me, I ended up in a couple of fights. I wasn't, you know, and my mother used to always come down and make noise with me, and you know, country boy come down and he got caught up with some fellas. I had some rebel schoolmates from Roso, name my own call again.
Would you call Brian DeQuentel rebel?
Brian
Would you call
DeQuentel,
Cecil
yes.
Joseph rebel?
Cecilia, you and I cause some problem, you know?
Trust me.
Because all the problem, you see me.
As a matter of fact, I always tell people
Yes.
the name of Irvin Andrew, the nickname of Irvin Andrew is you,
Yeah.
and I will give it to him.
Yeah.
Lape.
We cause some problem. We used to cause trouble in school.
Yes.
But just that now, as I said, I used to find a lot of favor with the brothers because I was the one in and out of the brothers' house taking care of their rabbits. They used to have rabbits. I was the one taking care of when all the students leave and go. I used to be at the back of the school, water in the vegetable garden. You know, I used to go and make message for the brothers. If the brothers are having dinner and I prepare anything to bring the dish of thing, me have to carry it to go by the brothers. So even if I was causing a little problem and brother Jimmy used to cane me, I used to somewhat find a little favor with the brothers because I was always in and out of the brothers' residence. And I was active in school, you know. I used in extracurricular activities. I used to play basketball, I used to play my football, shuffleboard, you know, so I was all active in school. But academically, I wasn't the best student, no. Yeah.
No, I was asking you, but before I go back to the question, as we are in the area of Bath Road,
Yeah.
you made mention of a number of people living in Bath Road during your time. I know right where you're talking about, where you lived, by the shop. What's her name, Mabel?
Yes, Miss Mabel.
Miss Mabel?
Yes.
Roosevelt Skerritt himself lived in that area. Would you remember that?
Yes, I think I remember him, yeah. I think I remember him, little boy living there.
Little boy living in that
Young
in that
boy,
city.
not little boy, young boy, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a young boy living by Miss Mabel. Yes.
What do you remember of him now?
Not, honestly, nothing much, but I remember he coming in and out of there. I remember him there.
Okay.
For sure. But he was more on the quiet side of this though.
Mm-hmm.
More quiet side. But I remember him living around that area along the time, yeah.
No, so we're coming back to SME. So
Yes.
you're in SME, you are now in 102, which is
Yeah.
the first form.
Yeah.
I think you started 101.
101.
You started in 101, you
101.
repeated in 101.
Repeated
and you
101.
went to 102.
102.
That's where I met you.
Yes, you went to
Right.
102.
Okay.
Yes.
So give us that life going up.
Yeah. So I went to St. Mary's Academy and, you know, doubled and go to 102. And my brother, Marcus Lestrade, met me in class, you know. And I was never a top student. Number 18, number 22, number 23 out of 40, you know. Number 27, number 26 out of 40. But I was always a vocal person, always leading in the community in the activities. So if they have a raffle, I maybe sell the most raffles. If they have sports, and sports. If they have the vegetable garden, doing the gardening, I always the first one to rally the crew to go and do the beds, okay, to weed. If they have a weeding crew, I'm always the first one to go and weed the vegetable garden. When all the students leave and go, it's me at the in the school 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, watering the vegetables. I was up along the rabbits. If the rabbits go at the back of the school, go gardens, go and get vine, go and get thing, come back to feed the brothers rabbit, because the brothers had rabbit, they had all kind of things. So sometimes I used to stay back to water again. Even when they had projects in the school on a Saturday, first person to be there is me, So I was always an advocate to help in the school doing.
And you in St. George's?
I was in St. George's.
Right.
Yes. So I went to school and I had some good teachers, great teachers. Mr. Elwin, he passed me, rest in peace. I had our Spanish teacher, Miss Elwin too, Brother French, Brother John Luis. As a matter of fact, I remember Brother John is making us do that show, I think it was on the 50th anniversary of a thing where we do the Joseph and his multicolored coat, where I was playing guitar, singing, Tony Detouche, the drums, Ling Sorrendo on the flute.
Bassman was Sammy.
Sammy Garaway on the bass. And Daryl Tulna was Jesus.
Jesus, yes.
Yes, I think Judas was I can't remember who.
Was it Zico?
Zico, I can't remember. Yes. And we had a play they call Joseph and his multicolored coat, directed by Father John Lewis and Ling. So it was a great play. And a lot of those bourgeois in those days would come to St. George and sit down and we perform. And out of that we formed a school band, and Convent had, I think it's a 50th anniversary, I think it was, in the your Tropicraft was there at Billim. Convent had a big dinner and dance there. And they give us to play. And I had my guitars playing, my guitar, Lauren, you better wake up. I need a jet plane to take me non-stop. And I played my rhythm guitar and I sing, I can't stay in New York City. Those were the popular song of the days, Gregory Isaac. Substitute is gonna keep you down. I used to be playing guitar and sing, so I started becoming a star, in those days, because, I started to go into the calypso.
Somebody wants to say hi to you. Let's hear. That's a whole lot for them. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, we would like to ask, how did he get the name Element? That's what we want to know.
No, I asked him, he'll take some time.
Yes.
He'll come into it.
Yeah.
All right?
Because, Uncle, you are ignoring us. We want to know how you got the name Element. Let us know.
So then, okay, Andy. So then,
don't say it yet.
Don't say
yes,
that,
yes. So we had this play, Joseph and his multicolored coat, and the other play that the school put together to raise funds for the school, and you had the big show in St. George's Hall. And a lot of people came in to see us, and it was very good. And out of that, we had a school band, and we played so well that they invited us to play in that Choppy Crafts for Convent anniversary, special. And it was nice, Smokey from WCK, and on the keyboards, I playing the guitar and singing, and Tony Detouche, nice band. And out of that, the first thing I should sing calypso. So there's. Then the calypso. So, and I was living in Bath Road, and NC, I used to be always with NC, and NC always used to trouble me about the calypso, but I was never interested. And when I started singing in a school band, NC thought, well, look, you got opportunity, you should sing calypso. So I said, okay, no problem. I tell Mr. Elwin how to sing calypso. He said, good idea. So NC said, write a song for me, good idea. So we were looking for a calypso name. So here comes the story. So we were in the class now in that I think I was in food form. We were doing elements, potassium by the great scientist, whatever, helium by the great scientist, and they gave us.
Mr. Elwin at the time.
Mr. Elwin was at the science class.
Doing science.
Yes, and they gave us an experiment to go home and do, So I go, I take my test tube, I take my beaker, I do my little stuff, and we had to come to school next day and demonstrate. And for some reason, I come in the class. And I demonstrated when I put my electrolytes together and I connect a battery, boom! It exploded in the class. It burned Mr. Elwin clothes. It burned my hand.
And Elwin wasn't amused at all.
No, he wasn't amused because but the whole class finished for the day.
Yes.
Because fellas figured I make an element. And from there, fellas checking, what boy, Mr. come to school, Mr. make element, and that make big news in school, And that same had to sing calypso. Mr. Elwin said, but here you are, here's your calypso name. Let's call you the element. So Mr. Elwin was the one who called me the Element.
Yes, and he was the organizer at the time
of
our calypso
of the calypso. So I thought, okay, when I call NC, I say, NC, well, I get a name, tell me what name, the Element. He said, but where I get a name from? I tell him what happened. He tell me, well, good, it's a good name. So my calypso name was the Element, DE-Element.
Yes, and you had Stephen Dungaben at the time, the professor, I think he was.
We had Stephen Dungaben. We had at the time we had Zico from La Plaine. He died again. May rest in peace. Zico. We had Smokey. Smokey Carlton. Used to live by the Pecs.
Yes.
Smokey. We used to have Cauliflower.
Yeah. Cauliflower was
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
We used to have Herman Daly's wife. Singing Suzanne. She died. She passed too. Brown Sugar. So it was a force to be reckoned with. You had good calypso, You
had swinging Janice.
Swinging Janice. Yeah. So, and we had some very good calypsos, And I remember my first year.
But your first year, I remembered, is we did it in the St. Gerard's Hall, where the Catholic Church is now having it.
Yes. And I didn't
just SME.
Yes, I didn't place. My first year.
You didn't place.
Nothing.
You're off key.
I sang off key.
Yes.
I was off key. So NC decided, okay, I have the vibes, I have the gum. I just need to.
You remember the song?
Huh?
You remember the song?
No, don't try that now.
My brother, I should remember. Don't try it. You know the song.
No. Let me not go there. Let's not go there.
It's a song about Eugene Child. Song about Eugene Child.
Shine on, little lady. Shine bright, you're the majesty. Eugenia Charles, you are the woman of the year. I had a nice calypso.
Yes.
NC write some nice songs,
Yes.
So then NC thought, well, I had the gam, I had the move. He just that I couldn't sing in key, and I was a little shy. So he used to bring me in the gardens, because NC self used to live Bath Road in the yard there. So it was a whole area, bring me in the gardens. He would break a piece of stick, give it to me, and he'd tell me, you see those trees there? Pretend that those trees are the people, the audience, and do not look into their eye. So he'd go and he'd give me a line on the trees, and he'd tell me my eye must not drop beyond that line. Because he said when you look into the public's eye, they can distract you. So look above. And then she gave me training. And the next year I passed blows.
Mm-hmm.
Blows. Yeah, man. That year when I come out, SMA. That year I won 4 crowns. SMA crown, Junior crown. They used to have a competition in Goodwill School. Scouts used to have a competition in Goodwill School. I won that. I go La Plaine, I win a crown. 4 crowns. I passed
and that's why sometimes I tell people, Eddie, that some persons may not know of my involvement in calypso.
Yes.
But all that time when you were in SME, I was part and parcel of the gang. The team.
Gang.
We had a gang.
Yeah, because you see, our gang was strong. When you see calypso, Junior Monarch in those days was big.
Yes.
When you see you going out, Fletcher and LeBlanc, these guys, the school bell. That's the only time the school bell will leave the school and go. Because the whole school had to be in front of you, cheering you. Yes. Banang.
And I remember the year, I think maybe the second year you sang. No, the first year you sang, Brown Sugar won the competition, and we wanted you to.
Yes.
I mean, we were really behind you.
Yes. So they wanted me. Brown Sugar beat me, and it was a little embarrassing that the lady beat me.
Yes.
So and she wrote a song for me. It's like the song was to say, well, this year coming stronger, and I'm looking for a chick to be. Yes. This mass is super. Better than last year. Let me find a chick. I want to boogie, a sweet lady. To do it with me, Lord, I'm going crazy. Smokey was the same guy told you. Smokey, there's a fever in my brain. I cannot, And then the last, and I say, so Brown Sugar, I want to sleep. I just want a chick. So Brown Sugar, what you waiting for? And while I say Brown Sugar, somebody dressed like Brown Sugar come on stage, one on me. Boy, that just kill Brown Sugar. Boom.
Kill Brown Sugar that day.
Straight crown.
Because she had already gotten 2 crowns before.
Straight crown.
You are just beaten at
yeah, man. Yeah, so I won. I think I won 83, 82, and 81 SMA, and I won 82 and 83 Junior Monarch.
Yes.
So I won SMA 3 times in a row, and I won Junior Monarch twice in a row.
Yes. I remember that like yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all of this thing in St. George's Hall, man. And
so at that time I'm a celebrity. As I said,
yes.
I sing in every little show they have element, they call in element to sing, any little fundraising they have in convent. I had whatever.
But you see, the thing about it, Eddie, in our class. There were 3 of you all.
Yes.
Yourself, Stephen Nangaben,
yes,
and Keith E2.
Yes.
Yes.
But Franklin Moses was the first to reckon with because Franklin Moses was always a comedy kind of guy. MC would MC for us, and Franklin Moses was good enough.
What was nice about Franklin Moses, if you remember in those days in class, Franklin Moses always used to mimic
Yes.
Shaman Green Brown.
Yes,
You
and
know?
he could articulate well. You know,
Yes.
he's a guy who could articulate well. So Franklin Moses get that thing about him since in school.
Yes,
you
since
know,
in school,
if
that's
you have
correct.
any activity in school and you want to make a presentation or you want somebody to introduce anybody, it's Franklin Moses.
'Cause I also remembered in those days, Eddie, as just moving a little bit, when we were campaigning, a lot of us get ourselves involved in politics from school.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we had this guy who came from Community High School, and it's Zed Lloyd.
Yes.
And he came and he joined us in, I think, third form it was.
Yes, I was the PRO. I was the PRO
for his-
of my
for
student
his
council.
party. For his
Yes,
party,
yes,
you
his
know?
party, and I was the one going on the mic asking the kids, the students to vote for my party,
yes.
vote for us, and we won. We won the student council.
Zed Lloyd, Zed Lloyd yourself,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Ronald Paul.
Yes, and I was the youngest among them. You know, I was just very vocal.
Yes, and
I was
Zed won and became the president.
the president.
For form.
Yes, I think I was campaigning on that
Yes.
team.
You were on Z team.
Yes,
You
I was
think you
campaigning
were
on Z team.
I remember
Yes.
that, and that
Yes.
that was really good fun.
Yes,
days.
it was good fun because you see the school was involved, and the school used to give you the opportunity to speak to the students. So in assembly, you had to go and let the students know why you want them to vote for you. So it was a campaign.
And Lloyd,
Yes,
Zed, Lloyd
and
could
Zed,
talk.
yeah, Zed was aggressive. Zed could speak well,
Yes.
and you know Zed was positive, and he had a lot of ideas. And I figured out to rule with him, and we won. We won.
And the next year, I think he left it, and Austin Bell.
Yes, Austin
became,
Bell.
became the.
You know,
the-
so my days at St. Mary's Academy were good days. I played a lot of football, basketball. Although in those days, as a country boy, you know the Roso fellas, you would always pick the Roso fellas on the team before you. But I was hard. I was tough.
troublesome.
I was country, so when I hit a man attack, you get a tackle. So they should put me in the
But
team
Eddie,
because
I think, especially for the football, you were wild, you know.
I was wild. I was wild. Check, I didn't have skills like the other Roso guys who had more skills than me. But I was tough. When I push you, I push you. So they should always give me a little pick on the team because I was a little.
I still like to have you on, especially for St. George's because
Yes.
because you and I,
Yes.
Johnny, we all moving
Yes.
Joseph. we
Yeah,
all in
and
one
I
house.
even the football session, I used to be always involved in football. You can see by Aya, and there was at the time when Celtics was born, you know, with Joe Faustin and Alik and Abu. I think Abu was in the team.
Yes.
I think Bolu was in the team. I think Kutney Challenger was in the team, and I was the ball boy. Okay, I was the ball boy, and I remember in that year in Windsor Park when Bolu come running Bolu and scored 2 goals and beat Harlem. You know, and I was the ball boy because Joe Faustin was always involved in football. And, you know, Faustin married to Angela Faustin, who Aya was Angela's mother, you know. So I was always involved, you know, in the football. Now, Joe used to live in that house by the Jacksons in going on Bath Road, High Street, not High Street, but Bath Road.
Yes.
You know, the Jacksons used to live in just at the passage. The Jacksons,
yeah.
Ball and them,
Yeah.
Joff and O'Grels used to have a house there.
That's in the corner of High Street and Bath Road.
Yes, right there. Little over down Joff.
Yes.
Faustin and O'Grels used to live there, you know. And Aya, both of them, Aya used to cook for Joff. So a lot of time I saw that I was going on a Sunday, going to bring Joff lunch for him, you know. So Joff and I were very, very close. So I became the ball boy for Celtics in Windsor Park. Collect the balls, bring the balls, you know. So I was always involved in the football.
So next thing, elements, you found yourself, before we go there, let's go back to the telephone. Good evening to you, caller.
Good evening, Sir Stephen.
Good evening.
I just want to go back to an earlier point that he made, saying that when you're singing, you look ahead of the crowd. I remember some, probably months back, we had a, what we call that, when you sing and you want to promote some members, I forget the name really. So this girl was saying that she kind of cannot face the crowd. So I give her the encouragement as well. You go in there, and when you're going to sing, look ahead of the crowd. So he just confirmed what I was just telling the lady.
Yeah, and she always used to teach me never look into the crowd's eye because somebody come in there, they don't like you, they don't like your song, they're against you. The simple action, simple mockery they do can distract you.
And she would know that well.
Yes, so and she used to always give me a line. You should use these trees as people, and you give me a line and tell me, look, never drop my eye line, my eyes below that line, you know. And that was my focus in going on stage and addressing it and singing my calypso, and it worked well for me. Yeah.
No, element. You are in high school.
High school.
You sang
Yes.
sang calypso. Did
Calypso.
you ever think of going into the big league?
I took one try. I think they had a independent. They used to have an independent calypso show competition. Remember during independent time they used to have a calypso show.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they used to have that show in Carib Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I sang there once against PT and the guys, and I never sang any senior. I think I went into customs and get too caught up in 1995.
So you
Get
went
too
to
caught up.
So you went to customs.
Yes.
So now, are you still living at Aya at the customs?
No. Yeah, when I left school, I graduated. Well, I did. As a matter of fact, I didn't graduate because to graduate, you have to have your 5 subjects, including English and or maths. Okay, and I get 50% in English, and the brothers decided not graduate me because it's too troublesome. They did not graduate me. However, they told me if I do my GC, in those days was GCE, and I pass the English, they'll give me my certificate. I got a B in English. I got an A in human social biology. I got my 5 subjects, 6 subjects, and I think I get a B in English. So the brothers called me privately, and they gave me my graduation diploma, my graduation certificate. Okay. But they punished me because I was troublesome, and I wasn't doing my work, and they thought to themselves, not graduating me was a way of pushing me. And they promised me if you go on your GC and you can pass that English. So I went all out, and I surprised them. I had an A in human social biology, I got a C, I got around 1A, 3 Bs, and maybe a C, which is a 1 or 2 and 3, they call it. Yeah. So when they saw my grade in English, they called me, and they invite me to dinner at Bill Brothers' residence, and they gave me my
certificate.
My certificate, graduation certificate. Yeah.
Now, tell me, I'm showing you something, You know where that is, right?
That is the cathedral?
Yes.
Yes.
That is, you know what street that is, right?
Help me.
That is King George V Street and Great George Street.
Yes, okay.
Right. Tell us how much lime you lime in that area.
Well,
that's in the 80s.
That's in the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
And not really, I didn't really lime King George V Street as such. I was a church boy. I used to always be in church through my brother John Lewis. And so, always be in church. So I used to do collection in church too. I used to swing in the choir with brother John Lewis. Sometimes I go to church and play. I used to play guitar in the church to myself. Play the guitar in the cathedral. So...
I also want to say thank you for DNO for the picture, because this is the property of DNO, so I just need to say to them thank you very much.
I don't think I have much fish history. My history in Roso is more or less Bath Road and Hillsborough Street.
So Hillsborough Street.
Yes.
So you know that place.
Yes, the Wow building.
That's Wow building.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit.
So I left school in 1983, and Smokey, for WCK, Mr. Irvin Phillip, we were very close because I always used to be by Smokey mother up in Bath Road. And I called Smokey, I told Smokey, I want a job. I left school in 83 and I want a job. And he told me no problem. He was going to speak to Mr. Layton, who was also a boss in the customs. And he called me, asked me to write an application. So I came down, they interviewed me. And I got the job, and I went back to La Plaine, happy. Tell my mother, I got a job in custom, and I'll be starting April 4th. That was in 1984. Now, my brother Marcus had graduated from school and out of school that same year, So, and Marcus, no employment. So while I'll be at home now, about 2 weeks after I got the good news that I was going to work in customs, April 4th, there was a gentleman who came up to La Plaine. He was a surveyor. He came to survey some land in La Plaine. And after he finished, he went to a shop to take a drink.
Must be Robo.
And my father-in-law was at the shop because he had like his little go for them, taking a shot of him and boasting money. I got our son. He did so well and he lives cool and So the man said, Tuna, well, send him down for me. And so said so done while I get the good news to go and start customs in April 4th, 1984. So Marcus got the news to go and start London surveys. It was just coincident, and we started working the same day. Marcus went to surveys, I went to customs, and from there I got really, really busy. I did an interview. I started customs, working customs in the building down by the ferry terminal. I think I did 2 years or 3 years there. Miss Warrington was there. Mr. Andre was the comptroller with Mr. McDougall. And so I remember when I started there, my salary was $586. I started there for a salary of $586 in 1984. And I was in the building down by the, where there's the lighter coming in, down by the ferry terminal. That's why I started working customs. Yeah.
And you working, start to work.
And then now I needed a place to stay.
Right.
Because at that time, boarding origin finished. So I needed a place to stay. So there was a guy from Laplin they called John Stedman. He lives in Laplin now. I think he's living in an apartment. He used to work Basta Funds. Now he had some brothers and sisters, and they used to live in a little house opposite, the right opposite the Wow building on Hillsborough Street. I think the other man is called Prince living around there. You have Mondry living there.
Prince Shillingford.
Prince, yes. There was a man, a guy, he died. He had a grey eyes. He used to mix pin by Raful. They used to call him Michel.
Yes, Mr. Michel.
Michel, a red-skin guy. He was married to a lady from Laplin,
yes.
Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little hall inside there. So at the time now...
I think her son now is the PS.
Yes,
education.
Renick, yes. Renick Giss.
Renick Giss.
Yes,
right.
Renick Giss' mother, and them were living in a little hole there. And then now at the same time now, John's family were moving out of state. They were migrating, and John alone was in the house. So John told me he can give me a little shack out. When I go there, it was just a hall, no separation, just a hall, no water, no bathroom, just a little cool, walk inside. So I buy a piece of sponge. I got a piece of sponge, my mat, my pillow, my stuff. And sometimes you have to use the washroom. So sometimes we'd go in the river and your washroom was the river. But nighttime, if you come nighttime and you want to do that, you have to find a way. So I had a 5-pound Dan-cow tin. In those days, they had them Dan-cow milk, them big 5-pound tin. So that was my toilet. Mm-hmm. So nighttime, if that thing hold me in the night, I pee, I get up, use that, wipe, cover it nicely, and I wake up early morning like 5:30, walk up the river at the back of Alpha jigs. There were Alpha jigs. Before they put the wall there, before they put the bridge, you could walk down the river there. I'd throw my feces into the river, take my cocoa broom, wash my pail, wash my tin nicely, and put it there. Sometimes I'd bathe one time. If the river is okay, I'd bathe one time. If the river dirty, they used to have a pipe. You see where surgical offices? I think there used to be Stop and Shop before. They had a standpipe right there.
For persons who wondering, that is on the corner of Independence Street and Hillsborough Street.
Hillsborough Street. Yes. Now the surgical building used to be a Stop and Shop. Stop and Shop used to have a store right there. It had a standpipe
and
right
the
there.
Simage.
Yes, right there. So I bathed there. So I was a big man just working customs, and that was my bathroom. I had no pride. I had son up there. At that time, we meet in the truck from Laplin, just reaching down, pumping. My mother sent a little box for me, a little finger food for me, take my water, pound me, take my straw, scrub myself right there. When I finish, rinse. And when I go in for a pill of water to use. And it happened for a while, 84, 85, and I think 1986, around 1986, I moved into a little apartment higher up Hillsborough Street, which was a house right opposite the Treasury, just before Big Edge. You have a little co inside there. Mr. and Mrs. Commodore, may they rest in peace, had a little apartment there. They gave me a 2-bedroom apartment. So that's when Marcus, my brother, moved in with me. And we were able to take Letitia, my sister, to stay for us. I think Ricky Allen had just gotten a job by Kibon LS. He moved in there with us too. I think another sister, I'm not sure if Missy stayed there first, but I think Letitia was there first. And in a 2-bedroom. So Marcus and I was basically footing the rent, footing the bills, and sending our sister Letitia and our sister to school, So from that little lower down Wow building, I went to that little 2-bedroom apartment across from Mrs. Commodore. And from there we went to an apartment across from the Christian Union Church, up by, it used to be that church above by the Savannah up there, by Lover Tea up there. I had an apartment there, and then Letitia, at that time Letitia was becoming a nurse. Missy stayed with us there. And, we always stayed together as a family, and I think that's what kept us strong, We looked out for each other, bought and loved each other, helped one another, the bigger one. And that happened, that started my family from long. As a matter of fact, Jacqueline, our sister, who used to be the clerk of the village council, had the opportunity to work a long time before we started working. And she was the one that was basically helped my mother to take care of us. Jacqueline's salary from the village council clerk and senator basically used to help us to take care of us, you know. I remember at one time going to school, I used to live with my sister, violin. I think Mrs. Laura Violin, she used to live just above the savannah there. I stayed with her too, one time going to SMA, I stayed with her too, you know. So I lived in Kings Hill, I lived on Bath Road, I lived on Hillsborough Street, I lived Goodwill.
Greens Lane?
Goodwill, yeah, it's Greens Lane, that lane is Goodwill, Loverty Lane.
Yes.
Yes. Also, I remember now that same seniorette man that called you a while ago, you say you talked to Mr. Seniorette?
Yes.
I remember Mr. Seniorette had a child for a lady from Laplane, I can't remember her name. They used to live in a 3-story apartment opposite the lodge going up to Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, as you by Sam's Garage,
Yes.
as you bend by Sam's Garage, in the corner right there, have a 3-story building, right there opposite the lodge.
That's Scotland's building.
Scotland building.
Yeah.
There was a lady from Laplane, Ursula. She used to live there, and I used to rent a room from her, you know, and my nice little set playing there, you know, nice little, I remember people passing on there and people used to actually stand up to listen to my music. I always in music, and my nice little set I buy St. Martin, pong in there, boom, 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 you know. I had an apartment up there, and Mr. Senior had a son there, Kieran, you know, I remember little Kieran living the first day of Australia, you know. So I live around town, you say, in my struggles.
And in your struggles living around town, what you learn from that?
Yeah.
Especially from your yard in
I think
Laplane.
I think what I had at the back of my mind that, you know, when you came down to town, they used to call you country bookie. So all you had in your mind was to make a man in Roso. Okay? So I think that's what I had at the back of my mind. I come down town, I come and make a man, and by the grace of God, I got to make a man. Okay? I wasn't prepared to go back country zero. You understand me? So I knew what I came to town for. I didn't have the opportunity to go overseas like some people, families were going overseas. We had nobody to file for us at the time to say we were going to migrate. And I just knew I was in town, and it's town I got on say, and I was going to stay in town and make a man. Simple as that. And I had in my head. I was going to make a man in Roso. and I think I got the golden opportunity when I got to work in customs, because customs at the time, well, I don't want to start the time, let me be careful with that term. Custom has always been considered a prestigious job, and a customs job always considered one of the top job in the public service. So I believe my entry into the customs propelled me into what I really was looking for, a good start to make me a man, because my salary was $586. I used to still pay my rent. I still was able to buy like a car in that. And I used to make a lot of overtime, because in the days you used to get a lot of overtime. So sometimes your salary is $586, but your overtime is $2,500, you know. So I knew what I came to town for, and I just happened to tell myself I going to stay in town and make it, you know. I wasn't going to prepare to run America or run nowhere. I never got the reason to, and I just decided there were times, yes, I shouldn't say I never got the reason to. It crossed my mind, a couple of times it crossed my mind when I saw some friends of mine living. But I decided, no man, I Roso I be, tongue I be, I won't say tongue and try to make it. And I have no regrets today.
Now, how long did you stay at the customs?
I stayed customs for 11 years, from 1984 to 1995.
What was the biggest struggle that you had in customs?
Customs, I used to be a lot on the waters. And most of my job in customs was with Coast Guard, attached to the Coast Guard. So let's not go there. I had some struggles. I could have died. I had some real encounters, you know. I don't know sure. I mean, I can tell that to you because it's public knowledge. There are times I've been shot at, chased, and I was shot at. You know, remember when Hurricane made that song that bullets were fired at the custom officer? Remember Cecil?
Yes.
That was me. And, you know, coming from Portsmouth, and guys rung me off, one vehicle behind, one vehicle at the back of me, and the guys start shooting at me. You know, and the only escape was to turn left into Dane's place, the church Makushri, turn left inside there and call the drug squad. And drug squad came to get me there because guys, by the time my life was on the line, you know.
Wow, Eddie,
Yeah,
that
so-
is, I'm sure many persons may not know that.
Yeah, man, guys chased me down and tried to shoot me, kill me. You know?
You never found out who?
Yeah, of course. Let's move on next topic.
But you have gone above that.
Yeah, man, after all. Yeah, man.
Live the life.
Yeah, man.
And have
Live the life.
succeeded.
Yeah, most of the guys do. Well, not most. All of them died. I think these guys die out. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And today you are showing
Yeah.
the world
Yeah.
what is true resilience.
Yeah, true resilience. Yeah. As a matter of fact, if I show you my elbow there, my arm there, I have gunshot wounds. A bullet passed through my hand already. I've been shot at, and a
I
bullet,
never know that one.
yeah, a bullet grazed my hand there already. Right, my arm there. If you know that black mark, there's a bullet wound. Grazed my arm already. So I always on the water. I always used to be up and down in
So
the
you're
life.
a bad custom officer then?
Yeah. Huh?
You were a bad custom officer?
No, I was doing what I was paid to do at the time. That was my job. And it's not something I that's why the quickest opportunity I got to leave, I leave, because at one time, you start making children for yourself, and that's not what you want to do for yourself, And the way it was getting there, so I figured one day, the quickest opportunity I get to leave, I will leave, because at one time I start to feel as though that's not what I want to do for my job, because I've been honest, I was not a popular customer officer. I was a rough guy, Yeah.
And how would you sleep at night, knowing that sometimes people can come across by you?
Well, I can tell you that much. At one time, I had police security guarding my home. Yeah, I was given police security to guard my home. I remember there was also a time that I was attached to some DA guy who came basically to spend a month with me to teach me how to live.
Wow.
How to sit down, how to eat, or not to take this. So the guy spent a month up and down with me, basically teaching me how to live.
Wow.
To protect myself.
That's a big story, Eddie.
Yeah.
Help us with that one. It's a big story.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. That was a target. Yeah.
So you have to know, if you go to some place, you have to know exactly what
who to eat, not who pick a drinks from anybody. You sit in, don't sit against, how to sit.
Don't sit against the wall.
How to face yourself,
Yeah.
So I got the opportunity to leave customs when Freedom Party in the fourth term was running for elections. And that's a story by itself. So they thought, well, they wanted a candidate for La Plaine. So I figured, and the offer was going, look, we will give you some money to campaign. We will, if the party lose, we'll give you a nice job at the port, nice senior position at the port. So I thought to myself, okay, Mahmoud there for freedom, I will go and take the opportunity if at all the party lose. If at all I lose La Plaine, because I knew in the fact that I was going against Ron Green, and it was a little difficult, to go up against Ron Green, because I think I was taking over from Hesketh Alexander. And I think at the time, the party, Freedom Party, had got really unpopular in La Plaine, and the United Workers' Party at the time was on the rise. So they gave me the offer, you resign your job. If you lose La Plaine, we'll give you, because he was very confident that the party was going to win, Freedom Party was going to win. So they offered me a job, a senior position at the port, told me they'll give me a job at the port. And I resigned my job in March, and the election was in June of that year, I think 1995. Yeah, I think so. Election was in June, and the party lost. And I would tell somebody that maybe one of the cleanest election campaign I'd ever passed in La Plaine. Yeah, I had nothing bad to say about Mr. Green. Mr. Green had nothing bad to say about me. We became best of friends after the election. As a matter of fact, Mr. Green admitted to me, I gave him a run for his money. Because I was new, coming out of customs, I still was able to get, I think, 700 votes. Yeah, he beat me by a margin. But he too had a little doubt whether he would beat me, because I was giving some momentum. And I remember Mahmoud telling me what I think she can do in La Plaine to boost my popularity. So I tell her, let's make a road. She told me, how you mean let's make a road? I said, let's make a road, because there was this road, Fresh Island they call it. You could only drive from the top of the road by Willis Junction to reach by Masson on one end. On the other end, you could only walk from by Ecomat to as far as maybe the Gope and Tipenham house, track. So I tell Mamu, let's base that road. So Mamu said, no problem, good. We had a meeting next week, a Saturday, bulldozer and caterpillar come up the road. And I make a road there. As a matter of fact, some guys call it Eddie Highway. I make a road in 1 week. That is Fresh Island Road. I made that Fresh Island Road in La Plaine. So Mamu figured, okay, if you figure that's what you want, I tell her, yeah, just make that road for me. Let's make that road. Because and at the time, there were a lot of Freedomites living in that area. So Mamu came up, the bulldozer came up, and they grade the dump tarish, roll, and they make a nice road, a nice highway. That boosted me a bit, but I think at the time, Freedom Party was on the way out, basically. Mr. Green was a very popular guy who who had worked there for a while and did a lot of work. So he was a tough, opponent. And that year, United Workers' Party won the election. Yeah.
So you never went back to domestic politics?
No, I don't think I'm interested in that again. No.
Sorry, General. So you're not interested in that?
No, I think my time for that pass.
So if anyone is thinking no.
Well, they say never say never. So are they going to come and tell you I'll never do it again? You never know. But as I feel now, no, I think my time for that pass. Yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Somebody called Bevan Sejan said, boy, I campaign good.
Yes.
Campaign with Huey.
Yes.
Driving that Toyota 4-wheel drive.
Yes, I remember the Toyota 4-wheel drive, car like Sagmutus had given us a Toyota 4-wheel drive, a double cab Toyota 4-wheel drive, a campaign, and I used to have that vehicle at my campaign. And the guys got a slogan for me. Eddie ready, Eddie steady, Eddie pack a peddy.
I like that. Take that again, Eddie.
Eddie ready, Eddie steady, Eddie pack a peddy. That was my slogan. And I had a lot of guys come from Roso to support me. I had a nice... I campaigned for 2 or 3 months and I created a big impact. I will tell you, I was proud of myself. Even if I lost to Mr. Green and the party lost, but I was satisfied that I gave a good account of myself. I wasn't the best speaker, shy, I remember guys telling me that I went on platform and say, hey, look at me now. My mother taught all you. And some of all even owing my mother.
And I know Ed, you can remember that. I know Ed, you can
I remember part of it, yeah, because some guys still trouble about it, when we were having a little kicks off, Some guys still trouble about it, So I remember that part of it, And the election came and gone and United Workers' Party won. And I was on the cold. I was left in the cold, so to speak. Because I was promised a job at the port at the time. I think Mr. Ainsley Pierre, may he rest in peace, was the chairman of the port. And I remember sitting in a meeting with Mr. Knight and Swanson Carbon passed again. And and we put everything in place to get a job at the port. And after the election passed and everything, the dust settled. Everybody thought, boy, the party not there again. They put in their neck on the line to give me a job, So here I was walking up and down the port for 2 weeks, up and down, sitting down waiting for some gentleman who I prefer not call his name because he's still alive. Waiting for that gentleman and up and down waiting until I got the final news that they say, the party lost. He cannot give me a job. They're putting his neck on his line. He's not even sure for his job, So the job I was promised at the port, I didn't get it. Now I remember one of the biggest campaigns by United Workers' Party was that they gave me $250,000. And it hit me sometime because sometime right after the election, I remember about 3 months after the election, I received a letter from Royal Bank, Mr. Lewis and the guys from Royal Bank, telling me that I was owing on my mortgage because I'd built a house up. That was the first house they built in Beaupierre. That house above?
Still there.
Yes, we have Blackmore living above the house there.
Right, close to me too.
Yes, close to you?
Yeah, very close to me.
That was the first house that built in Beaupierre. Let me give you the story about that house. So I'm at Kenfield Airport working as customs officer, and here's Marlon Alexander, who was sat. And Marlon come and Marlon tell me, boy, you're under some little money pressure and the bank want to seize bathroom on him. The bank want to seize bathroom on him. And he have a property up in Beaupierre he want to sell, an acre of land. And he want to sell that because that's the only reason he can sell that to pay the bank because the bank want to take Bathroad where Sat Telecoms is, Bathroad opposite the fast station. So I tell Marlon, let's go and see the land. When I go, I say, what? But Marlon, yeah, man, I speak of land. So I spoke to my then mother-in-law. And we said, okay, let's buy it. So we buy it half. I think we buy the land for $80,000. I put 40, she put 40. We cut it straight down. The side where Blackmore have his house, that side I think was for her daughter, and the other side higher up, so my house go along to the road. And I decided I'm going to build my house. Up there did not no water, no lights, no planning permission. I decided I'm going to build my house. And everybody checking, but how am I going to get loan? But you see, God good. So at Kenfield Airport, working as a customer officer, and this plane lands on a Sunday, and here comes Coden, Royal Bank manager, with Royce Linton picking him up. And Mr. Coden come these days, them guys used to go St. Martin and shop. And they come with plane load, and they come tired and whatever. And so, officer, how are you doing? Well, this is, I give me all these invoices. Let me do me a favor. I don't want you to give me any favor. The only favor I need you to do for me is just allow me to go and tired. I'm sorry. I say, Mr. Kodan, give me your invoice. He give me the invoice. I take a blank check. I say, cool. I tally everything you have. I take a note. I say, do me a favor. Take everything, go at your home. I have your check. I have your invoice. I'll work out your duty. I'll tell him what your duty. He was so pleased. He tell Royce Linton, Matt, who's that officer? Boy, this guy is good. He's a nice guy. Tell Mr. anything he did. Let me know. I say, what? And Mr. saying, I mean, joke Mr. making, man. But 2 weeks after that, I call Royce. I tell Mr. Royce, tell me Sunday build my house. He say, you have a plan? I say, yeah. There was a little draft guy. He live in Bath Road. He live in Mikey, I think. He doing drafting just as he leave the Bath Estate Bridge, going up on the right-hand side there. Opposite Bumper Car Wash. I have a little short guy living there, Mikey.
Yes.
He doing drafting. I think they have a car rental somewhere there. Mm-hmm. Yes, Mikey. Mikey do a fast liquor plan for me. I tell Royce, tell me Sunday in my house. Tell Royce, tell me come. I went to the guy Monday morning and Cecil. Mr. Peanut stay on the balcony of the Royal Bank and call Mr. Louis downstairs and tell Mr. Louis, open an account for this guy for $100,000 just so.
Wow.
Just so.
Just so.
So just walk into the bank, I had a checkbook for $100,000 to start to build my house. No planning approval, nothing. Because planning not approving any plans for up there.
At that time.
Because they want money got to put road,
yes.
Money got to put light, money got to everything. So I go and I want to build my house. And Totos, you see Totos, Walsh, June and them father, yeah, I'll always be grateful to that guy. I talked to him, he tell me, boss man, I will help you because in this day Totos and I was close. Totos take his bulldozer and Totos start to bulldoze, make a road. So I start the road from right above, I think we are Frampton of his house. Cecil?
Yes.
That road going all along there.
Yes.
Me had make that road.
Coming down to Diamond.
Yes, I to come to you. Me had make that road. And I got a lot of help from guys, Joey, Helen, Shao, a lot of crew from La Plaine. When you say I go La Plaine and get a crew, it's 15, 20 guys. Big food, check, and I make the road and they help me concrete and I make it that house. And there was a guy from Pishley they called Tony Regis. And he was a builder. He started building my house for me. And I got my money from Royal Bank.
I suspect, Eddie, when a committee is set up, I can tell you that when a committee is set up in Beaupierre, and we're going to name the streets, I think that road there, I'm going to ensure they name it.
Yeah.
Elements or Eddie.
So I build that road. Okay.
Hold on, Eddie, because I know that my neighborhood they always tune to DBS Radio, listening to the program.
Yes.
So I know. Dover is listening.
Yes.
That's Dover is the immediate neighbor to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Lockhart is listening.
Okay.
I know Peter Dominic is listening.
Yeah.
I know Pearl Xavier is listening.
So yeah, so
everybody there. So I'm not saying that to tell you that area you can.
Yeah.
Once you say, because you're the first.
Yes.
You know it's going to be named.
Yes, I was the first house up there. First house. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, when I was building a house, I there doing a thing. Money got come there. Money got tell me, how are you? I tell him, well, I'm XYZ, married to XYZ. He said, oh, you're Teddy Kai Pasafela. So Money got tell me, okay, being in that say house couldn't build there. Because I used to see parrots there. I used to be there searching, and I see a parrot pack on trees there, parrots, some big snakes. I used to meet up there. You know what I mean? You know what Money God did? Money God went in his account and gave me $40,000.
Wow.
Money God gave me $40,000 to help me build my house because I guess it was his technique to figure out that was a proof that people would see their land, you know. And then there was a water supply. A Sunday, he took me and bring me in the bush, past Carroll and Tosh and Alcatraz, right inside there, the water supply. And he showed me that's where the water coming out. And sometime on a Sunday, I take my firearm, take my cutlass, my boots, early and go right in the bush up there to clean the water because I was the only household there. And that was the only way I could get water because the water was leading to a dam just in the only entrance there, you know. It had some tanks there, That's where the water is leading to.
The tanks are still there.
Yes.
Well, do ask you put some new ones.
Okay, and from then though, I run a pipe to go down to my home. But all I wanted was the water to reach there. But sometimes the water used to be blocked. Either because nobody was maintaining the intake. So I used to go on a Sunday morning, go right up past Tosh Williams and them house, right up inside there. And at one time, Earl Frampton came. Earl Frampton, I think, was the second house that come there.
Yes, that's correct.
Earl Frampton was the second house that come there.
Yeah.
And Earl and I on a Sunday morning used to just go inside there, catch some crabs on our way, because there's jungle, parrot, snake, there's jungle. jungle. And I used to clean the intake there for the
Still
water
today.
to be able to reach.
I want to say thank you, Eddie, for
Yeah.
that.
The water is for the water to reach in where I told you there, and I used to pipe the water by me. And money God give me $40,000 to build my house, and I built that house there, and that was the first house, So then go back to the story of customs and leaving customs in the election, and then the election passed, and after I woke up along the port for 2 weeks, the guy who was at the port at the time told me, sorry, Mr. Beaupierre, I can't give you a job again because the party lost and I'm not going to put my neck on the line to give you the port job. So I'm left in the cold. So when the bank wrote me...
You want to hold that thought?
Yeah,
Someone's
man.
on the line. Let's hold that thought. Good evening to you, caller.
Yeah, Cecil, that's me again. I listened to Eddie when he's talking about the house in Casa Comfort. Because, my cousin May, so rest in peace, Angus.
Yes.
On a Saturday, man, we used to come down and work in that on that house, man.
Yeah, man.
Even when I was down there recently, I went Giro then and I stop and look at the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then so what Eddie's saying there is
So Angus,
really,
Angus was the real man. Angus used to come in for crew. Every weekend or Saturday we used to come down.
Yes.
To help
Yes,
with
one
the
an
road.
element.
Yeah.
Element of a green Mitsubishi truck I used to
Yes.
drive. 6586, a green.
Yes.
And the Tony, he talking about Tony's in St. Thomas.
Yes.
He's in St. Thomas.
So
yes.
setting now the struggle for water.
Yes, man. Bless up, man.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
So the struggle for water now, I was building the house and it had no water. So I collect some drums, I had some drums, and I had to take water in Newtown. So there's this redskin guy on the roadside, they call Sergi. Not too long I saw him, he looks like a guy.
Yeah, Sergi, slim.
Slim Sergi.
Yeah.
So every afternoon I come at work, I used to stop, pick up Sergi with a full 5-6 drum of water and carry up the hill to put up there. So when the guys come next day, they can get water. That's why I build the house. I build the house carrying water from Newtown. The flat Newtown. There's a standpipe just by the corner of Newtown. Citronnet, to go up Citronnet, and a standpipe right there. They used to collect all my water in the green van, So he used to help me every afternoon carry
Yeah,
water.
because Sergi lives just around that.
Yes.
That area there.
Yes, carry water to bring up there so I can build my house, So and money God give me a good little push too, And so come to the job in customs. The guy who was there, whose name I prefer not mention, as I told you, because he's still around doing his thing, told me that because of the party losing and so he can't give me a job. So I was left without a salary. And I couldn't get my little gratuity because according to the law, as I understand it, you have to give 11 years of service. But in my 11 years of service at the customs, I had a year and a half of unappointed service. So it was technically making me short of the 10 years or 11 years service to qualify for the gratuity. And I believe, as I understand it now, the president was the only person now I could take your case into consideration and approve you to get your gratuity based on considering the fact that you had a year and a half of unappointed service. And Mr. Timothy stepped in as the Minister of Finance. What did he say there? Element? Nobody. Mr. Timothy called me, tell me, Element, the Monday morning, go and get your check. Mr. Timothy spoke to me first day. Monday morning, bright and early, Treasury tell me come for my check, my legal gratuity for my 11 years in customs. So that man, Mr. G. Timothy, that's a man I always grateful for. We're working together, we're doing domino. As a matter of fact, the domino league going on by me now is sponsored by Mr. Timothy. If you go by me now, you'll meet a big picture of Mr. Timothy up by me. As though gratitude is a must, So, and customs now, after I didn't get the job at the port, 3 weeks after, 2 months after, the bank wrote me, tell me, I couldn't pay my mortgage, I'm not getting a salary. It hit me a little because, why? Let me tell you why it hit me. My name was on the platform that Mamo give me $250,000 to campaign. So I'm like, if Mamo give me $250,000 campaign, how 3 months after election the bank going to seize my house because I can't pay my mortgage? And that's one of the things that would deter me from going back in that politics. Because if I wasn't good at the politics, destroy my life. I'll tell you straight. I mean, politics now may be different. I cannot, I can tell you, but at the time when I went for Mamo, so I go to Mamo, I went to Mamo, Mamo told me, okay, no problem. She called the bank and she paid 4 months installment for me on the bank, on my mortgage. She called.
That's great.
Yeah, she paid
That's
4 months.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good.
She paid, yeah. When I explained to her, she told me, boy, she feels so embarrassed that I don't get the job. This guy, she didn't know what to do. This guy sat in a meeting. She apologized to me that the guys did not meet their commitment, keep their promise to give me the job at the port. And she was embarrassed. So she called the bank and she told me she's going to pay 4 months on my mortgage for me. and she paid 4 months of my mortgage for me. By that time, I decided to put myself in gear. I got some job offers, but I thought by that time my salary was $2,082. So from the $586 I started with in 1984, by 1995 my salary was $2,086 with some overtime. So I was touching a little money because sometimes I'd gone in a little senior level, so I was making a little overtime. Airport, Marigot, Wesley, Airport, Portsmouth, Ansty, I used to be up and down. Every time after 4 is overtime, anytime before 7 is overtime, anytime on Saturdays, time and a half, anytime on Sunday, double time. So sometimes I clock my little $6,000, clock my little $5,000 overtime, So I had a little extra cash, So then I realized, okay, well, I got some job offers, and most of the job offers I get were offering me less salary than I made in customs, and I decided, nah. I don't want to leave customs and go. Also, I thought I was going to be a little humiliated. You just run for a party. The party lost. After 15 years, they lost. A new party come. And at the back of your mind, you're going to try to be independent because you don't want nobody to think they can kick off on you. So I decided I'm going to start my business. So I went by J's. I buy a pad book. I buy manila paper. I buy a stapling machine. I buy a ruler, a pen of paper, a scissors, and I cut business size types. Business cards in little slots. I cut it nicely for scissors, and I decided I'm going to do a little company, and I call it Element Agencies. I went to Mikey Bruno again, may he rest in peace. Mikey Bruno tell Mikey Bruno to open a business, but I can't pay him, I can't register the company. He told me, no problem, come on, no problem. Mikey Bruno registered the company for me for free, so my company was registered, and Mrs. English from Backfresh at the time gave me my first job. My first job I got was to sell a portion of land which Backfreshers was repossessing from a guy in Fmokase. They gave me that piece of land to sell. I was able to sell 2 acres from it, and I make a little money, and I bought a Cressida. I bought and I went from there. I remember going at the port and clearing cargo and walking up from the port with cargo on my head, and I started my business. I pass around, and I distribute those little cards and tell them, okay, hi, I'm Eddie Beaupierre. I started a little business. I make my own business cards. I cut my business card size from the manila paper. I take my marker, I mark Element Agencies. In those days, that pager. You did not know no phones. I had a pager. You had a pager. Remember this to page you?
Yes.
I had a pager, and then I pass around, and I start doing little documents. My English from back process helped me a lot. Give me little documents to do, little stuff. I remember I start doing for the banks. And I remember Mr. Timothy again called me personally into his office and tell me he going to do in the offshore company, the United Workers Party was going to do the offshore company, and he wanted me to be the broker for the offshore companies. So one of my first big jobs I really get from a government standpoint was to be the broker for, in those days, they are Dutsi, the broker for Dutsi, another round of 4, 5, 6 or 7 other offshore companies doing brokerage for. And these were businesses that Mr. Timothy gave me, And from there, I just go straight ahead without looking back,
Never look back.
Never look back, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a telling story.
Yeah.
Is the telling
So I've had my ups and downs, so still challenging times, and there's this, you going through a little family, difficulties, you starting a new family, you move to La Plaine, involved in football. As a matter of fact, I used to play a lot of football. I remember I winning best defender in the Southeast for 2 consecutive years. In those years, the church used to have a football competition they call NIP, the NIP competition, and it was football.
Just hold on a while. I think I need to read that for you.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Never ever think you know people's story until they tell you, sir, you are an amazing and inspiring person."
Good. Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful.
Okay, you get very emotional here.
Another person said, perseverance, making things happen. When people move the goalposts, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So even if people move the goalposts, perseverance will make you achieve. And you have done well, Eddie. I don't know what to say, And you're telling your story, and now people are actually understanding who you are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, that is amazing.
And you consider technology is something else.
Said, wow, truly inspirational. Another person said, amazing. Amen and amen.
Right. People read the stories.
Wow. That is a telling story.
Yeah.
From
Yeah. So Cecil, I was telling you, I play a lot of football on community level, I play football for La Plaine. We were forced to be reckoned with. Grand Force, always our biggest opponent. Would have beat them, they would beat us, would beat them. I played against Martin Lockhart and Elry and these guys, And I played a lot of football. I played football as a custom officer too. Last 2 weeks ago, I met a guy from Portsmouth and told him I used to play for Terrors. There was a football team in Portsmouth they called Terrors. In those days, football in Portsmouth was big football. When you see Coco Tongue, the other team they call Coco Tongue, living on the Bay Street. It's Bay Street, they call it the street next to the Savannah. I don't know if it's Bay Street. The street next to the Savannah. They had Granville, and Granville has always trouble with something. Once Granville come, it must have a problem, must have a fight. Granville used to come with the whole of Granville. And in those days, we used to live upstairs, Borough Square, upstairs Maolive, the custom house, or upstairs Maolive. And I used to play football for Terrors with Gary, Benjamin, and Dickey, and Walters. And we were the best team in Portsmouth at the time. And I was the custom officer playing. I used to play defense on the man, and we used to play a tough football. And when you see that football on Portsmouth on a Sunday afternoon, the whole of Portsmouth there, So I also played, when I stayed in Anzi, I worked in Anzi Bay as a custom officer. I organized a football league in Anzi May, and me as a custom officer organized the league, had my team. My team won a championship there in the Lakou Savannah. I remember going up to that school, Anzi May school, in the primary school, and lecturing young boys about, conducting themselves and staying away from the drugs. And, the school invited me to, and right away I formed a football team in the school. And I organized a league in the Lakou Savannah there, Anzi May there, because the custom house was right next to
Someone said it is called Park Street.
Park Street.
And Rodney Street.
Okay. Yes. So I remember, I remember this, the Coco Tongue. It's a nice little team there. There was a guy who went to Cuba to study. I don't remember his name though. Tallish guy. He was a very good footballer. We used to play a lot of competitive football. In Portsmouth, I used to play for Terrors. And trust me, Terrors was a team to be reckoned with.
Another person said, Eddie, quickly, unless you tell your story from a humble beginning, family prayers changes life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Loving
it. It's a nice program.
Yeah. So, moving forward, still, my business life have not been all smooth sailing. Yeah. I wake up couple morning and I was at my business running. And I would wake up a couple of morning, I can't pay my bill, and my sister in America to call her to send $1,000 for me to pay my bills. Okay? Now, I started my business and me alone. I had a cousin of mine from La Plaine, Renita Jones. She used to go to college, so she used to come and work with me. So first, I had an office at the Continental Inn. From there, I moved to an office opposite. We are Mr. Jesus now Frontline editor now. At Frontline, I moved upstairs there, and from there I moved to Tyrell Thomas at the back of Public Works, downstairs there, at the liquor office there. Now I had my liquor office there, and that was between 1995 come up. God bless me, the same port that rejected me employed me in 2000. Okay, during my time 1995, 96, 97 into 2000, I also worked with the Dominica Stevedores. So I used to do Zabuka job, Mr. Binois job. And my job basically entailed going to the port, detailing the list, supervising the stevedore guys. So most of the guys who I supervised were much older. Mr. Joe Bassin, Mr. Melcher, Mr. Prince, Brother Schaff, Coyce, may you rest in peace, Wilmot, Julian. I used to be their boss because I used to work with Dominica Stevedores, supervising the operation on the vessels. So I'd go to the port, supervise the operation. When the operation finish, I would write a report, submit it to Dominica Stevedores so they can pay the guys, and I'd go to my business, Element Agencies, my office. At the time, I couldn't afford to employ anybody, so I had my cousin Renita Jones, who used to go to college, would come and do my little typing for me during college time, come and do my little typing. As a matter of fact, I remember in a time, I was juggling between the pot job and my thing. I remember a time I sitting at my office there, and Cheryl Roll walks into my office Monday morning, busy. She wants some cargo to be cleared. And I was so tired, I couldn't even get up from my chair to come to the counter to serve her. She watched me say, Element, I'm to you. No. She called Dr. Mac. Dr. Mac said, where you come? Meet him at Emery Ward. When I go to Emery Ward, Dr. Mac open my left eye, open my right eye, and tell me, no, you must go. Put me in the ward to sleep. And Dr. Mac told me if I'd gotten a flu, I could have died. My resistance was so low. I had not no blood. My eyes was white, whatever it was. And Dr. Mark put me to sleep for a week. Sleep in the morning, get up, eat my breakfast, eat my lunch, go back and sleep. And they put me in the ward to sleep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday afternoon. They discharged me. The doctor put me to sleep because I was really, really tired juggling between these two jobs, And I would tell somebody, probably Cheryl will save my life because I was juggling, Just going to the business, get a little job, juggling, And then when the port was taking over the stevedores operations, I must admit, Wadiko Charles and Eric Augustus, they recommended me for the job. And I applied, and I would tell you, I can say it for front, I basically got the job based on the fact that Wadiko and these guys who work in the port recommended that to them I was the best person for the job. And and I got that job. As a matter of fact, Wadiko worked with me I've been in Wadiko job in maybe free Wadiko boss in maybe free jobs. Wadiko worked with me at the ferry, I was his boss. He worked with me at the port, I was his boss. As we speak, I am the guy's boss, the guys who work the ship and explode the ship. I'm the boss. I'm the supervisor of the stevedores operation, a position which I have been holding with the port from 2000. So I'm 24 years doing a job and juggling my office, Yeah. So it's been up and down. My business has been up and down. I've had good moments. I've had bad moments. I've had times when I wake up and I write a check on a Friday and I have to run and try to get the money to put in the account for Monday before the check reach there because I know the check in the account I've got money, and I have to try to run by a customer and owe me a little $400 to try to put it on your account to cover the check I'd going here into the bank, and I've had very good relationship with my banks, in particular National Bank. These guys have held my hand from manager to manager, from staff to staff. National Bank, I've held my hand.
Someone sent me this message earlier. I must read this. A prominent person in the society. We really have some amazing human stories. A lot to be documented about the resilience and strength of the human spirit. Eddie, I am sure you can be an inspiration to a lot of young men. Wow.
Well, Cecil, I do a lot.
Before you go, let's take a call. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Fireman Touching Base.
Yes, Fireman.
Good evening to Mr. Element, the great man.
Yeah, man.
Good evening to Mr. Bill and Mr. Moses. Now, Mr. Element, I'm ask a big question because of my voice. I'm a fireman. I like to ask fire questions. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you was the candidate at the election, you lost as Lakou as the candidate. The person you ran against, he was original reason or he had a different representative. And now the voting list not any problem, they had a lot of problem. And before I roll out again now, boy, me tell you something, you can better me and you was in the custom of you was a good custom officer rather than truly, because when you say troublesome, you speak me bright, and from there I get wise and I get bright. So I don't give no custom officer any kind of problem again. But anyhow, it was nothing illegal, nothing bad. But I'm hearing from you, the partner you go on the win you there. Do he was original Rivanica we had a neck representative, and do the voting listen them is that any issue, any kind of problem. Up and running, fireman running, I'm listening, give thanks.
And before you answer, Eddie, someone says tonight's program is for the people of the East with their contribution.
Yeah, man. The people of the East, close to me, I do a lot of work with the people of the East.
Rivanica troublesome.
Well, Cecil, to be honest, I honestly not going to go deep or comment much about election lists and what election was at the time, I don't really come there for that. You know what I mean? I contested the election in 1995. I contested for Freedom Party. They lost. The Democratic Party come into office, and as much I will say on that. I didn't make that deter me. I decided I was going to move on with my life. I can move on with my life. There were certain politicians.
Said, I need to read this one Eddie, for you again too. Someone said, "What I like is your gratitude to the people who helped you."
Yes.
This really shows your humility. May you always prosper in your business. Wow.
Yeah. So it's gratitude is a must. You see, let me tell you something. You have a natural thing about life, and there is gratitude. So don't think a man gonna help you for you to try to not show gratitude, for you to think the man may not punish you, but the natural nature of life will punish you. You understand me? So You can I be a dog? Yes, a guy help you and you be a dog to him. Okay, cool. He may not take no action against you. He may say, okay, so be it. But expect the nature of life to punish you.
Someone said, I think I need to read this one. It just disappeared. But I just want to read another one. It says, interesting story. And remember those who assist you along the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, some people assist me along the way, and I'm not ashamed to say that, and I give gratitude. I thank them all the time, and I believe to us, Cecil, besides all those people that assist me, what I think had helped me a lot too, that we have a strong family core. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not going to my internal, my immediate family as yet. I'm talking about my family tree, my brothers and my siblings. Okay. I sometimes go, I went to a guy home in Laplin once, and no, he came to my home to do a job. And after a while, I saw he stop and he was like emotional, his eyes full of water. So I tell him, Mom, to you. He tell me, but I see your brother come over the fence and talk to you, and your brother stretch a dish of food for you. And my brother and I living together, raised together. My dog can't pass in his yard, no boy. If my dog pass in his yard, the man stoning the dog. Boy, and I see your brother come out the fence, and I checking, but what? I never knew his brother problem, but I know there are people that raised in the church, And the man was so emotional to see the way my brother and I live in, Marcus and I live in. And I think that's what kept our family. Our mother never had nothing to give us. And we're not ashamed of that, and I know she's not ashamed of that. But one thing she taught us is values. Because she was a preschool teacher who was an advocate to learning, was an advocate to be disciplined, was an advocate to greeting people on the road. You couldn't go home and tell my mother, the teacher hit you, she will hit you. Or if she say she go for Shalup and she leave you by Miss Anna, and you go and do nonsense and Miss Anna hit you, you better not tell my mother Miss Anna hit you. She will hit you too.
Someone said, I love Missy, your sister.
Yes.
She's a hardworking person.
Yeah, so you see, my sisters and I, we knew we were coming from a family that we had no big property, no land and no money and no skyscraper and no acres of land, nowhere to fight for. And we just tell ourselves, look, everything we have to get it on our own. And we had the foundation, which was a strong family living together, and God bless. Imagine your mother is 90 years. Your last sister, with my sister, they're going to punish me for that, is about 50. And all of us alive. All 9 siblings alive. The amount of families who have had brothers dead and sisters dead. And, and I believe that is a blessing in disguise, that my mother, 90 years, her last child is about 50, and she have all of them alive. That is a special blessing, Cecil. And I never take that for granted. That is a special blessing.
That someone says his story tonight is very touching.
Very, and the last child is about 50. My mother 90, and all her siblings alive, doing their thing. Not one of us have a problem. I can go at any of my sister's home. Any of them can come by me. Any of their children can sleep at one another home, or children can go anywhere. I don't vex with none of my sisters. My sister don't vex with her brother. That one don't vex with that one. That one can eat in that one plate. Oh boy, that's a special family.
Indeed, that's a blessing.
Yeah, man, that's a blessing, because I see some family members, their children not talking to their children because the father not talking to the brother. Nah, my family never have that. And I believe that's where our strength comes from here. Yeah, we together as a family. We never get a reason to break up. We support each other. And when one down, we wholly fought. When one up, we celebrate if we won, and that's where we are, Plus, I have a very strong immediate family. I have a very lovely wife, strong, my soul, my bottle washer, my cook.
Bottle washer, hold on.
Hello.
Good evening.
I just called him Mr. to tell him what he said about
Speak louder, please.
I just called him Mr. to tell him what he said about the family. That's very good indeed, man.
Yeah, man.
We're lacking a lot of that in Dominica.
Yeah, man.
Family does like with family, boy.
No.
Like what Mr. said there.
My family love that. No.
Yeah. True, that's very good, boy.
Yeah. Any one of us children can go at any other home and sleep.
Yeah, that's very, very
and sleep,
True,
any of my children can go anytime. Missy children can come by me anytime. Violin children can go anywhere. Violin can come at my home when she want. I can go at Missy home when I want. Missy can go when I want. Letitia can go. Not one of my sister, my brother have an argument to say Marcus are talking to Jean or Jean are talking to Nancy or down the talk. No. We never know that. We never had that to say we have to mend
someone
it.
Said, wish more people get to see this. Goosebump all night. Ja.
Yeah.
This is a strength
Yeah.
in numbers.
Yeah.
Family needs to take a page from your family book.
Yeah. Also,
Blessings
Cecil, I was
on
telling you.
and your family.
Yeah, man, I was telling you. I have a strong family. My wife is my office supervisor. Well, not my office, our office, because it's our business too. And, and I have very dedicated staff, I have some really good staff who... And you see, I always believe, if you want your business to thrive, you have to make your staff happy, So you might find me one day waking up and help a staff to pay a personal bill or to help my staff to do something, not because I want to spoil him, it's because I want him to be by me and happy, And it goes hand in hand. If you making and you enjoying part of it, your staff have to make and enjoy part of it.
Just saying that, Eddie, one of your nieces said that is true. I can go at any, and she put it in capital, any auntie or uncle
home
and be welcome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's where we have a lot of strength here. All of us, we never get. I can't remember getting an argument with none of my sisters. No? We have a mama group chat. And we talk every day. Every day, our sister, we have a code, we call it Mama's Children. And every day we send prayers, we talk to one another, we laugh, we giggle, we think, So, and that is a strength,
Came from the yard. That came from the Lakou.
Came from the yard, Yeah. So it's been, I must say I'm very grateful, because I've had rough times and I've had very, very good times. I've been involved in a lot of...
Who have been involved? Let's take that call quickly. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Stephen. What's up?
Fine.
That's your boy Black Pepper. I cannot not...
What's
yeah,
up?
man, I cannot not call now. Yeah. I cannot not call that.
You'll make
that man there...
Yeah.
No, boy, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That man there is just a special man on the island. And I don't think nobody can reward or can finish give Eddie man the respect he needs in society. But one of the very important things, while you talk about family and holding on the family together, and at the end of the day, Eddie is a motivator for the streets as well. The average layman, his connection with the average layman and the generation coming in, trying to steer them for people not to go too far away from focus and trying to live with better purpose in life in that small space and togetherness. Element is playing a very, very, very important role on that. And alongside that, when you move from the layman to looking into commercial space and education, his level of contribution. At certain time I used to get fed up. I used to say, what happened? I get Eddie working for sponsorship, man. Element agencies, football, anything. It's three people I used to hear. Element, Brohim, Malcolm Stevens. Element, Brohim, Malcolm Stevens. You see, when you respect purpose and you commit yourself to give back, you will always have. Nobody cannot take nothing from Eddie. And nobody cannot point their finger on Eddie. But what we as Dominicans have to do is take a page in Eddie's book to know how to discover our purpose on the in the lifetime we have on earth, and to how we can be of purpose to country and humanity. Once you see you have that unlocked, I cannot go to Eddie, God forbid, funeral and cry. We're supposed to celebrate a man that conquer and live in purpose is a celebration. You understand my point? You have to be strong to do that, but feel where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is how we have to feel when people depart, and how we have to respect people and give people their flowers when they're alive.
Yeah, man. Black Pepper, respect.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Yeah. Well, Eddie Sepp know that already.
Yeah, well, Black Pepper, I remember my days in Black Pepper, and Jess would call me, Eddie, man, get Tad, go lecture Tad. And I'd call Tad, come to my office, and Tad would sit down, and I'd talk to Tad like a dad. And Tad and I come on, we are the pot. You know Tad, liquid Black Pepper.
Yeah, man.
Fever, liquid boy, on the pot. And I'd put Tad to sit down and say, look, this is that, you come to port, this is what you have to do.
But it's not me alone.
Yes. And not you
a
alone.
lot of young men in the making in society. I am one because I was in immediate space.
Yes.
But Kenny, the thing about it is Eddie can walk into any ghetto in Dominica without feeling fearful of nothing.
Easy.
Why?
Yes.
Because he's stepping in purpose.
Yeah. Easy.
And that's a very powerful character that Eddie has. Some people will want to shut up, align him a certain way, but they don't know the facts of the matter.
Well, yes. Well, I happy you bring that you brought that up, Tad. Because you see, I am a fella, you'll see me a certain time and you'll see me pull up Buffett Stadium, my big chain in my neck, or you pass Tarish Street, you see me pull up Tarish Street. As a matter of fact, as we speak, I sponsor a team in the Tarish Street Football League. The guys, the tailgate guys at the port, I buy uniform for them. The guys putting themselves together, playing football, I sponsor them. So I will go Tarish Street. You'll come. I can go Calibishi. I will go Woodfolly. I used to have a soldier Calibishi. Often and I used to go and check him, passing Calibishi, stop and go and check him. You might meet me New Tongue, I just pull up the fishes. You meet me fisheries, I just pull up. You meet me Betong, nice. One day. Another day you might meet me well dressed with the higher top level guys on a different vibes. You know, I don't discriminate.
On a different vibe, yeah.
No, this
and also before you go, and also another significant point of respect before I lose my thought process is to do with sponsorship to the less fortunate single mothers.
Yes.
I feel that man sponsors plenty children silently to go to school. That thing he doesn't promote because it's a sensitive issue.
Yes, I know.
If you're not his friend, you will not know Eddie pay school fees for 5 years for that child.
Yes, I don't know. Yeah.
You understand? He knows how to keep confidentiality and how to.
Now, plain alone, I just speak. I can contact these 5 children up in, like 6 children, maybe 7 children in school up in. Yeah, full scholarship.
Easily.
Boss money.
Yeah, my brother. Well, I don't want to take up the line too much, Eddie, but you know already the spirit there.
Yeah,
and just respect all the time.
Thanks for the strength, Conrad. Yeah, bless you.
All right?
Yes.
Yeah, man, bless up.
So I was telling you, Cecil.
Hold on, before you go. Ian Dorival said, excellent interview by my bro Element.
Yes, man. Ian,
I learned some things about you that I was never aware of.
Yes, sir.
Hats off.
Thank you, Ian. Ian is a brother from another mother. Has Ian,
And another person said that all your necessary and so the person want to put nephew and nieces learned to work at your office for work experience.
Okay, so what I will do, I will take all my nieces and nephews. Once you leave high school, you come in the office and work during and you wouldn't call it particularly college. You come and work summertime, you come and work is slightest time I give you a salary. So all Letitia's children, all Missy children, Jean children, my other sister Jean children, they pass through my office. Once you hit the college, you have to come in the office, work, and I give you a salary to help you pay your college, so and train you for the work.
Cecilia Luis
Centilla
said,
yes,
amazing brother.
Yes,
I love him.
Yes,
wow.
Cecilia. Thank you, sis.
And, another person said that great stuff, very inspirational. God will bless you. Another person said that's Hazel Shillingford. I think you know Hazel.
Yes.
That's your doctor, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Dr. Ricketts.
Dr. Ricketts.
Doc, how you doing? Yes. Sissy, how you doing, sis? Yes.
Eddie steady, Eddie ready.
Eddie parapedi. Yeah.
Alvin Sierra said,
yes.
You are much greater inspirational. What's that? You are much greater inspirational than I ever knew. I am proud of you, Eddie. You are certainly, as a computer moving faster on media, you have certainly played your part in our lovely Dominica. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Cecil, yeah. So I was telling you now, I did a lot of sponsorship, as Chad alluded to. Matter of fact, I sponsor a lot of football teams already.
You sponsor Queen Shows?
Yes, I've contributed to Queen Shows. I've contributed to basketball teams. As a matter of fact, a guy watched me once and told me, well, man, how you end up sponsoring a netball team from Portsmouth? What is the connection? I just can get real. I just get, the guy came to me, the ladies came to me. I thought it was a good purpose and I sponsored them, I always try to give back, and sometimes.
He's a such your neighbor in bathroom.
Someone's on the line.
Good evening to you, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Eddie.
Good evening, Eddie and Cecil.
Yeah, man.
Good evening.
How you doing?
I have been looking at this interview from inception. Eddie is a good friend of mine. I call him a brother from another mother.
Yeah, man.
I think he can make up the voice. Excellent, Eddie. I've learned some things about you that I never knew.
Yes, sir.
I see the way that you have grown up and the energy and the positive vibe that you have. That is a lesson for a lot of youth to look at.
Yeah, man.
Some of the youth in Dominica are looking at the wrong things. But clearly, I am inspired, and I thank you for putting that interview.
Yeah,
Great
man.
job, my boy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All the best.
Yeah,
And
Cecil.
I took 2 minutes and I said, Eddie, can you sponsor 2 children for me for the reading competition?
Oh, yes.
And Eddie said immediately, Cecil, just come for the check.
Yeah.
He didn't question that. Just come for the check.
Yeah. So I always try to
Competition.
give
Yes.
back,
that's good.
You always have to, as I told you, Cecil, I'm a fellow, I believe gratitude is a must. Always try to give back, And I believe that's what have kept me going, I tell you, I've had my good times, I've had my bad times, and that kept me going,
Get closer to the mic.
Yeah, that kept me going, So every time I can give, I give in. There are times, I've had roadblocks, some people try to throw me down already, Some people send some big stone me already, Cecil. Yeah, but that's not gonna deter me. You see, just at the end of the day, 2 things you have to make sure you do is that you clean. You see, if you clean, if a man watch you and call you volley, and you volley, Cecil, you have to watch yourself, boy. How are you going to volley, Mr. My volley, boy? I have to change my technique of volleying. You understand me? But if a man call you volley and you know in your heart that you're not a volley, just pray that away.
Ignore that.
Yeah, man, that don't trouble me. So, and I've been accused of a lot of stuff just because of my connection. I don't discriminate. You have your life, I have my life. Certain things I may not do with you, but I don't see what I would go in certain shows and I would hang out with my guys. This morning I wanted to move a tent. I make one phone call, and in 15 minutes I had 6 fellas from Gota. 6 fellas from Gota. Soldiers. My soldiers come, boss man. Yeah. I can wake up tomorrow morning and call a crew, and I can get another 50 fellas from Newtown. I can reach in Woodford now, I get a problem, I can get 20 man from Woodford. I can go Calibishi now and have a little issue, I can make one phone call, I get 15 fellas from, I can go Posse, I can go Granby now, I will get bed to sleep, I can just make a phone call, I get soldiers from Granby, they come and check me. Nobody in trouble me anyway. I go all about the place, I go all about, I have the elite, I have the Louis Manning Society, in my crew estate, my crew Tarish Pit, my crew Gota, my crew Granby, I Roso. You have a little friend Roso there, Capuchon. Let me give you a Capuchon story. When I used to live in Hillsborough Street, that was by the house I told I used to rent from Mrs. Commodore. Capuchon was a little boy between 6 and 7 years. Black boy, Capuchon on the street, long. So every morning I cook food, I had a special dish. I used to leave a little dish of food for Capuchon. So I cook in the food, I can never find him. Capuchon walking up on Roso, so yeah, I can't find him. I cook that little dish of food, I leave it on the edge of the veranda. I go, sometimes I go in, I meet him walking, hey, your food there, he go, take his food, wash the dish, put it back there. And for years I live on his bush street. Every day I cook, I have to leave a dish of food for Capuchon. Capuchon watch me Roso, Capuchon like my son. You see Capuchon is in there, boss man, Capuchon like my son. You'll come, you go at a show, Capuchon meet me, we'll pull up together. I've been accused of so many different things just because fellas see me pull up with John Brown, John Blue, John Red. Doesn't matter to me. I don't worry. Once you know you clean Cecil, that is me. I have very close police friends. I have very good lawyer friends. I have ministers friends. I have opposition friends. I have everybody. If a man say not if me, that is his business, But I have everybody, says I don't discriminate because you that. No, if you have your lifestyle, my lifestyle, I'd have to get involved in your lifestyle. That's your lifestyle, but I can deal with you. I want to deal with you after all. Yeah.
Good evening to you, caller.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, I want to shout out Eddie.
Yeah, man, big up. How you doing?
Eddie, that's your boy there. I don't know if you make up my voice, but I just want to tell Eddie, I learn a lot from you, my brother. One thing you always taught me when you give me my little, how should I say, mentoring.
Yes.
Is that is that you taught me nothing from nothing is nothing. I don't know if you still use that term.
Yes.
But you told me once somebody gives you something, they add to nothing.
Yes.
And you have a lot to share once you have something, but when you have nothing, you have nothing.
You have
So
nothing.
you taught me a lot, Eddie, but that is one of them I just come back to memory. And if I have to share them, it's the whole night. Thank you for that bit today.
Yeah, bless you, Solia.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Artificial intelligence, that's what I call him. Thank you very much, Artificial Intelligence, for that contribution to Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, I know some people, when they prosper, they're doing well, that they move a bit from God. What about you?
I've been honest, I'm not a regular church goer, but if you watch my status, I post a prayer every morning. I just light my candle and I just pray, give thanks. And my wife now, she's a very prayerful
Closer
person.
to the mic.
My wife is a very prayerful person. So even if I forget to pray, she'll remind me I have to pray. I have a little boy, Ari. Oh my God. Once we hop the vehicle going anywhere, traveling Mrs., shut up everybody, he prays. My 12-year-old little boy. So my family, my daughter, Araya, we pray a lot. I just pray a lot. And my children always in church. My wife always in church. We pray a lot. My wife wake up every morning. She always light a candle and give thanks, And so I always pray. And I've been honest, I could be more regular in the church, And I always making my contribution to church, As a matter of fact, for the past 15 to 20 years, I would say, I've always given Lappin Catholic Church $1,000 every New Year's Day. Yeah. I mean, somebody may say, agree the fact that element you need to go to church. Money cannot buy faith. It's cool. But I just thought to myself, it's my community, it's my church I raised up in. So I just making my contribution. I've seen instances where my contribution by funds for the church. I've seen instances where the priest decided the contribution is to paint this, paint that. But every January for the past maybe 15 years, I would say, I've always given Lappin Catholic Church $1,000 every New Year's Day. I also support a lot of church activities when the church have. And it doesn't matter what church. Not too long, that lady called me for some revival they had. I prefer not call her name, a Protestant church. And they give me a lot of praises. I saw some clips. They really praise Element Agencies. So I always try to give. I always try to give charity. And I pray a lot, Cecil. You see, prayer, I always circulate a prayer every morning. I receive my prayer, circulate my prayer, put my prayer in my status. And I pray, and I always believe, you have to have your God. It's either you believe in God or you don't believe in God. You have to have your God. That's where your strength comes from. Yeah, that's where your strength comes from.
I also believe it. For instance, a lot of people in the church every day, but I tend to believe the manifestation of faith.
Yes,
is within yourself.
Yeah, there are times. The priest say, "Tell him come to church." He doesn't come to church often enough. I'd say, Father, yes, but okay, but at the end of the day, I don't want to never doubt my faith. My faith. I believe in God, and I pray a lot. You might be surprised. Yeah. Big day, 12 o'clock. Big day, 12 o'clock. I let my pray.
Good evening. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I have to call back again, right? Because I heard Eddie say something there, and I have to give him a strength in that void about not attending church. Eddie, I'll tell you something. Not to never feel, take it from me, that you not in attendance at Mass and feel guilty of not being in attendance. You know why? Where two or three are gathered in His name, I'm in the midst of them. You don't have to be in a building to be at church. While Pamo, in the building at that type of church, you are literally churching. You are living in the purpose that God expects you to live. At that moment, I sure most of the times that happen in the Pamo on them, you're not at home in your bed, literally. Yeah. You're on a mission in a life.
Yeah, that's true. So true.
So practicality, putting church into practice is heavier than the theory and posing as if you're bigger than church right now. The building is not you. You are a practical soldier, fisher of men, which is what Jah wants on the ground.
I wonder.
So you don't miss nothing.
Black Pepper, as you're saying that, I wonder if Jesus Christ was always in the synagogue. But
you don't see any man to do it without shoes all over the place. the man and Eddie went up in my age in all hole. While fellas banter in big castle, the man in all the hole by the beach with the man sharing fish and loaf. I lie.
That's correct.
But that
So sometimes you have to watch. Your purpose is everything, my brother. If you see you just get quiet and see these people back and forth and you come home and you're watching everybody boy, you zero purpose, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Practicality is everything. I myself try to run on practicality and not just take the theory. Knowing and not executing is the worst thing that can happen to you, you know.
Yeah.
Eddie, not a hypocrite, my brother. My brother, do what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
You're well friends.
Give thanks.
Eddie, Daily Prosper said, great community man, never look down like he's better than any of us in La Plaine.
Yeah.
This guy brought me my first football boots. Good evening to you, caller.
Daily. Big up.
Good evening, caller.
A building is not a church, you know.
What's that?
A building is not a church.
Yeah, we agree.
You agree? All right.
Thank you.
But I don't think.
Yeah.
Good evening, caller. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening to you, caller. Sorry. Yes, Eddie, you're saying?
Yeah, so Cecil, coming to La Plaine, I'm a La Plaine man. And I love La Plaine. I do a lot of things in La Plaine. Some people accuse me you doing things for politics. I have nothing to do with politics. Sometimes most of the time I do things in La Plaine. I spend my own money. You know, there are times in La Plaine I would organize carnival.
La Plaine, someone else want to say hi to you. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller. Not so sure why. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller. Good evening to you, caller. I'm not so sure why that's happening. Go ahead, you talk about La Plaine.
So I have a passion for La Plaine. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if I could be able to build another house. I say the first house I get to build, I'll build it in La Plaine. I mean, after I move. I mean, besides the house at Cassie Comfort, I figured if I had to build again, I go La Plaine. My next house, I decide I build in my house is in La Plaine. I live in La Plaine. I love La Plaine. I look forward to going to La Plaine.
Let's hold that thought again about La Plaine. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller. That call, I'm not so sure what's going on with your phone. All right, I'm sorry about that.
Let me ask him a question. You talk about La Plaine. What is it that you like about La Plaine?
I think La Plaine is one of the most refreshing villages in Dominica.
Why you say that?
Yeah. We are maybe the only village with 4 natural running rivers that you can bathe in any one of them at any time and drink the water. Okay? We have Jockwis, we have Tabiri, we have Sarisari, we have Laron. 4 main rivers, running rivers, that you can bathe in any one of them at any time and you can drink a gorge glow, fresh water.
Eddie, let me see if I get that person. Good evening to you, caller.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from St. Thomas. I'm listening. Amen, that's Judy.
Hi, Judy, how are you doing?
I just want to tell you, I'm doing fine. I just want to tell you that your program tonight was very interesting.
Thank you.
And I remember when my son was going for his stuff that you spoke about it and it was very heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
And listening to you tonight was very traumatic. I get emotional. I had goosebumps. I just want to tell you that keep on the good work and God will see you through.
Thank you, man. Bless you. Yeah. Wow, so every time an activity is playing, no matter who organizing it, doesn't matter what political affiliation you have, whatever religion you have, once I think it's something good for the community that they bring people together, I contribute. I'm not a carnival man. I've never jumped in a band at least since 1992. The last time I jumped in a carnival band was in 1992. I'm not a jumper, but I will put my money into organizing a band for people to want to enjoy themselves. You know, I look forward to dressing. I like to dress. You see, I like to compliment myself. So carnival time, I put my clothes, I walk around. You can't find me being a band jumping. I've never jumped in a band since in these early days in custom, and I told you how to readjust my living. Okay, and I have it staying me. So no matter what they do in La Plaine, no matter who in it, if Mr. Greenwood called Mr. Beaupierre, I on board. If the blue party called me, the red party called me, the orange party, no matter who called me, once I believe what you're doing will bring people together is for La Plaine, I will contribute, you know. So that's why sometimes I have to tell people, you know, not every time you have to walk around, you know.
Well, they asked me a funny question to ask you.
What is it? I can answer you.
I'll ask you. The person asked, are you a member of the lodge?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I'm a master mason. Yeah, over 20 years now. I'm proud to be a master mason.
What is that?
What is master mason? You building a house now?
Yeah. I'm a member of St. George's 3421 Lodge. I've been a master mason. I joined a couple of years, more than 20 years now. I'm a master mason. Yeah, and let's leave that
Some
there.
of the things that people talk about, how factual these things.
You can read about it. You can go online, read about it. We are not no society. We are open society. We have open lodge. We make a lot of charity. We have a lot of activities going on. We attend services. So people have their speculation, their innuendos
people have
about
been
the
saying
lodge.
that when you're a member of the lodge, when you die, you cut your tongue or put something on there.
Well, I will not comment on that. That is thing I heard for so long. I've never seen that. I don't know about that, Cecil. That is I think that's old talk. But I'm proud. I can tell you straight off. I'm a member of St. George's 3421. I'm a master mason, and I enjoy the fraternity. It causes you to check yourself. It causes you to do a lot of charity, and a lot of my strength come from there. Yeah, man.
So you would encourage anyone to be a member of that organization?
Yes, of course. I recommend it, brothers.
Let me ask him a question, but I just briefly. Women in that too now?
No, my lodge doesn't accept women for now. But I've seen women in other lodges, like in England lodges. I've seen women in other lodges. But our lodge in Dominica, we've
strictly for men?
Yeah, strictly for men.
Okay, believe it there.
No, you said, Eddie, that you are a free-spirited person, basically, and you have your own way of thinking. In thinking your own way, do you believe in same-sex marriage?
No.
You don't?
No. Sorry, as I say, everybody have their life. They can live their life. I can't tell you how you live your life, but I don't believe in that transgender and same-sex marriage. I believe these are just people who live in their own lives for themselves. I don't believe in same-sex marriage. Yeah, I believe in a man and a woman.
But I wanted to go back, Cecil, with your permission, quickly on the issue I heard you mention about La Plaine, the Four Rivers.
Yeah.
What about the atmosphere there? You like
the atmosphere in La Plaine is a nice. It's very spacious. It's not cramped up. La Plaine have a lot of land, a lot of space. La Plaine, you breathe in. You elevated. It's above sea level, and you breathe in. When I reach La Plaine, I sigh. I breathe. Especially my house, I live on the riverbank, so to speak. My house is technically away. You have to be coming by me to reach by me. You can't be passing another by me. My home, if you come to my home, is a dead end. You must turn and go back, So, and I find a lot of comfort. And my friends, I have a lot of good people. I have a lot of good people, a very peaceful community, lovely people, you always have a fruit to eat. You people will give. I'll go La Plaine, Long Plaine, Dublin, Barton, and if I get up there, I'll get a banana. What really been a banana for me? That only been passion fruit. That only, So it's a nice area. I love La Plaine. It's one of the best communities in the world. Boy. Sorry for saying that.
Bring someone tell you to take a drive to La Plaine to see the beautiful
La Plaine.
I like the answer.
Yeah,
Right. No, Eddie, looking at the yard in which we came from, and I use the pronoun we. How do you now look at Dominica, present state, compared to the road or the path that we went through?
Well, Cecil, a lot of things have changed, and it can't remain the same. I mean, growing up, things you used to do before, you'd expect to be doing it now. For instance, I remember I told you, if my mother would be going out and she would leave me by the neighbor, and I misbehave, the neighbor would hit me. And if my mother come home and she hear the neighbor hit me, she would hit me too. Nowadays, if your neighbor hit you, your mother want to go and kill the neighbor. If you go to school and the teacher spank you, parents only go in school and kill the teacher. I mean, I've never raised like that, So a lot of things has changed, and it's revolutionizing, You expect things to be different. And I was hoping that we can go along with it, We have to understand we are part of a global community. A lot of things will affect us. Certain things we're not interested in, certain things we don't want to do. We have no choice just to be able to compete, just to be able to be part of the global economic part of it. You must do it. You must implement it. Some of it we may not even be able to afford it, but we have to find the money and do it to implement it just for us to be able to be competitive, for us to be able to do business, because the world is revolutionizing, So a lot of not just Dominica, a lot of the full world countries are going to be suffering a lot because as the world changing at this fast pace, especially now with technology, we have to step up. We have to match the game. We're not going to be able to afford a lot of it. Some of it going to leave us down. Some of it is going to make us uncompetitive. But we have to keep going and make sure we're in par with the world, because trust me, technology in a whole in particular is changing a lot, and we can't be left down, you know. So things definitely the same. And as a matter of fact, I will tell you, I have a car boat coming in every month, and I bring in at least 100 plus vehicles every month. You know, my car boat, the last car boat I had was about 130 something. The car boat before that, I brought in 216 vehicles. I have a car boat coming in June. I have 100 vehicles coming in already.
Wow.
You know, for the time I import the most.
No, Maureen Sentile, Maureen Blackmore. She said, "Hi Eddie."
Sister Blackmore.
Can't let this great interview end without letting you know that we are listening to. You are a good guy.
Yes, Maureen, thank you, Auntie Maureen. Yes, come a long way. Maureen, Maureen, come a very long way, you know. Yeah, man.
No, Eddie, do you follow the American politics?
Not really, yes and no. I find a lot of the American politics, they joke about it. Yeah. A lot of the American politics are a joke about it, you know. And always one of the best political systems you have in the world, you know. No matter how big you are, you can go down, you know. It's one of the most sophisticated political systems in the world, you know. The American politics. Nobody escapes anything. So you have to be straight edge, you have to be jacket, you have to be to the T. Otherwise, paparazzi will bring you down. You know, but I find a lot of it now is they have a little joke about it. Yeah.
I cannot not end this program and not ask you about Brother Jimmy.
Yes, Brother Jimmy. Brother Jimmy was a mentor to me in school, and Brother Jimmy gave me a lot of opportunities. Even when I wasn't doing too well academically and doubled, Brother Jimmy decided he was going to hold me because he saw the potential in me, because I was an enthusiastic student. I was always taking part in school activities. I was always a motivator. If they want fellows to paint, I was the first person to call a gang to paint. If they wanted guys to do work in the schoolyard, I was always a motivator to get a crew. So he saw something in me that probably, you know, he gave me a chance at SMA, even if in my early terms at school I wasn't doing too well academically. But he gave me a chance, you know, and I'm forever grateful. Last time, whenever Brother Jimmy and I meet, we hug like brothers, you know. I haven't seen him for a while, but Brother Jimmy was one of those that really had a lot of faith in me and gave me the opportunity that I needed, you know.
What about Brother Austri? I know you have not mentioned.
Yeah, Brother Austri was from Laplin. We didn't have too much. I didn't have much interaction with Brother Austri. My father was from Laplin. I remember a couple of times we used to go up on Laplin together. He taught me at school, you know. He was also a very good brother. Yeah. SMA, I made my mark in SMA, you know, Cecil. And as a matter of fact, I have a son going to SMA now. He's a scholarship student, a very good guy, Ari. Yeah, he plays football. He on the Boaba. If you notice, in fact, my two kids doing Boaba. I have a twin. My wife and I have twin, a boy and a girl, Ari and Araya. And they into the Boaba, they into the sports. My daughter doing right now. She training for the under 15, national under 15 football. My daughter, my son is also involved in the academy. You know. And sometimes it wears my wife down. It wears my wife down, carrying them, drop that one, pick up that one, drop that one, pick up that one. So sometimes I have to fall in. Not every time I can fall in. And she's so committed to that, you know. Sometimes she'll be burned out. And she's really committed to that, you know. So I have a very strong family, you know. As I say, so a lot of big stones, people throwing a lot of big stones behind us, you know what I mean? But we're doing our thing, keeping our head as family, you know. And I can tell you, one of my greatest strengths right now is my wife. You know, especially my business, my life. You know, one of my greatest strengths, you know, I can tell you. I mean, besides my father, is my wife. I mean, my Father Almighty is my madam. Trust me. You cut me short. I was going to tell you she's my cook, bottle washer. She's my seamstress. She's my baby mama. She's still finding time in the office to run the vibes. When I wake up, and for instance, I retire from my pot job next month, God willing, by the grace of God. I'll be 16 or Cecil.
I know that.
You know that. Yeah, 24th of June next year I'll be 16. I'm looking forward to, I don't know, I just say you may or may not, I'm looking forward, God give me strength to reach my 60 years next month. And I really gonna relax a bit, because I've been very busy up and down juggling my office and the port job, and I really want to thank all the people at the port and that gave me the opportunity to work at the port, earn a living, it's a great experience. And without a doubt, I'm not going to blow my trumpet. I think I'm one of the most experienced persons at the port now. I work with the stevedores, so I can go on a boat now, read the plan of the boat, discharge the boat, load the boat. I have some great guys down there who are very good at it. The longshore stevedore guys are very good at it, so my work is somewhat easy. I am a custom broker. I know what customs works, clearing and moving cargo out of the port. I can drive a truck, I can drive a forklift, I can drive a container truck. I've been involved in this business since 1984. So I can tell you I'm well versed when it comes to the port and shipping and the activities of the port. And so I always try to play my part, try to encourage guys, and try to keep a good relationship with guys. At the port, funny, at the port, it's so much danger, so much risk at the port. You have to be nice with everybody. Because you don't know when a machine going to jam you. You don't know when you're going to meet a man to stop. I've seen so many instances where I've had to rescue guy, take my kerchief and tie a fella finger because a double seat, because he fall from a container, he mash up himself. I've seen so many guys get so many injuries at the port that it caused me to be very, very humble and nice with everybody down there, because you don't know if it's you next. I will fall down and need somebody to pick you up or call the ambulance for you. So when I enter the port, I try to be nice with everybody. No matter who you are, I try to be nice with you, because inside they're not easy. You know what I mean? You walk on the port with danger around you. Yeah.
Jacqueline Stedman said, "No weapon formed against you
shall prosper." Yeah, well, you see, Cecil, I have a way of deleting stuff from my mind. Okay? So if something is very important, I will store it. Once it's not important, my mind delete it. So I've been doing that because I have so many things to think of. So I train my mind to delete things that are not important, because I'll never be able to study important things, and the non-important thing, my head would burst already. Big obviously my head big there, it would burst already.
Goldie Williams said, "Pamo, take a bow, my girl."
Yeah. So I train my mind to delete stuff that's unnecessary. So they call me and tell me, "Hey, you see something this year, but that's not food for thought. That's not food for me. I don't interest in that. I don't dwell on that."
Dennis and Michelle said, "True inspiration."
True inspiration, Yeah, I try to inspire a lot of people. Okay, Cecil, before I go, or before you cut, let me tell you, I've been involved in the World Creole Music Festival from since the inception. And I will tell you again, Mr. Julius Timothy, Sheridan Guegua, and those were the guys who started the festival, and they saw the potential in me, and they gave me the opportunity to work at the festival. And Mr. Sheridan Guegua, I'm not sure if you listen to me, is my very, very good friend. If you notice, just recently, people call him and tell me, "Look, on Matt, they are in TN666, move your truck right away, otherwise it'll be towed." When you find out my truck was the black truck I sent my Mario to fix, and he packed it in Mr. Gregoire yard. So I call Matt. I say, "Matt, what is that about now?" I mean, no, Mr. I call Mr. Gregoire, and along with him talk. I say, "Mr. Gregoire, my truck, man," and we talk. And Mr. Gregoire said, "Oh, element your truck," and then we talk about it. And Mr. Gregoire had been a very personal friend to me, and they were the ones that got me involved in the festival. And I've been the broker for the festival since inception, and not just broker, I'm the magic maker of the festival. Single-handedly, I was organized for that festival. I've been a lot of idols to the festival. As a matter of fact, when the festival was moving from grammar school grounds to Pottersville Savannah, I sat in a meeting with Wadiko Charles and Eddie Tolomi, rest in peace, and Loftus Emmanuel, rest in peace, Oliver St. John, I think Subas Esprit was also at the meeting. And they were organizing, they deciding how they're going to block the Pottersville Savannah. And Loftus Emmanuel decided, well, let's use coconut branches. And I think, if I remember very well, I was the youngest person there, and I said coconut branches. But you know the amount of coconut branches we have to cut to go and borrow Pottersville Savannah? So I said, let's use containers. Guys said, "What? Container? It's a madman." I said, "Yes, we can use containers, man." Tell me, really? I said, "Boss, let's use containers." And Eddie Tula was very confident in my idea. and Oliver St. John. So they are journey meeting and say, okay, let's take Element idea. Let's go down to Pottersville. And they start measuring Pottersville. I tell them, tell something, fellas. I saw a technique in St. Martin a couple years back. I learned, I cram it in my head, and I can block their containers. Give me the opportunity to block them. They say, okay. And we had a nice meeting, and I decided I'm going to block their containers. I asked Eddie Toulon to write letters to the different shipping agents. He wrote letter to them. And they all ran with the letter because why? They thought at the time it was giving them an opportunity to market their business. Imagine you go to the show and you see a big container like Tropical or big container like Kajima, or big container like King Ocean. That's a way of advertising a business. So we end up getting more containers than we ever wanted. And I start blocking it. Just that Eddie Toulon never get to see my work. Because I remember when we had the meeting, Eddie Toulon left and went to his home. I went up to his home, Kenfield, and checked him. I left his home around 7:30 the night. I left him lie down on a chair. He called me, tell me, boys, we haven't got time, boy. If you sure the containers can't work, boy, we haven't got time to cut coconut. I said, Mr. Tolan, let me tell you something. You dealing with me, trust me, the containers will work. The containers work. He give me a knocks. I left him lying on a chair in his drawing room, Kenfield, and I left. The next day, I wake up going on to the port. When I by Egbert Charles there, I hear Matt saying we have some news about the Dominica Festival executives. I figured maybe Eddie going to come on the radio station, to talk about the festival. Then I Matt saying him and die. And I check him, I just leave Eddie Toulon the night before lying down on his chair, and I hear Eddie die. So he never really got to see my work of blocking the festival, blocking the Pottersville Savannah. And I carried containers. I blocked the Savannah. I remember Mr. Badwell and the port had just gotten a Fantasia yellow machine. They paid $1 million for, and I wanted to use it. And Mr. Badwell said, "No, my machine not living there." I said, "Okay, no problem." I did what I did. Somebody called Mr. Badwell and get us to use the machine because why? There was this guy living across this Pottersville Savannah with a 3-story building, or no, not a 2-story building, with a railing, and he went to NDC at the time. NDC was up by Buffalo State Bridge. He actually went to NDC to rent some chairs to sell to people so they can come and sit down in his building to see the show inside Pottersville Savannah. So I decided I'm going to put containers at free height. Guy checking what? Put containers at free height, but this container is going to fall. I say, come on, this container live in Asia on the Atlantic Sea at rough, come to Dominica. How they going to fall? So I get some conlocks, I get the Fantasy from the port, come, and I block free height container. And I make a shed, and I make parking, and I make, shelter for the security at the gate, and I block their containers. So I will tell you, the blocking of the containers you saw at Port of Savannah, that's my idea. I've been working in the festival from since inception. My job involved building and breaking, working with A&B Song, Rent a Amp, all these companies. I have a crew of guys, the gutter guys. I have some guys, some gutter. These guys, loyal. I mean, I lose some soldiers in between Aguas and Shabe and Charu. Couple guys die wrong the way, running there like a scene. But the soldiers loyal to me. If I call any one of them to do any job, recently I had a job to do on a boat, equipment boat, and I got my soldiers. One thing I look out for my soldiers, if I eat in a bread, my soldiers have to eat. So if I get a project, first thing I do, I go water, I go Tarish Pit. If guys from that work I can get, I give my soldiers food, I feed them. So people see them around me and think differently. All I do is give them an opportunity to earn a decent living and honest living. So people put all kind of meanings toward it. But if you're clean, my heart clean, my conscience free, I have nothing to worry.
According to John Henry, great interview. Eddie, keep up the good work. Emmeline Bertrand said, I've had the opportunity to interact with Mr. Beaupierre a few years ago, and he's always been a very down-to-earth person. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Great interview, Mr.
Yeah. So still, you down-to-earth person, you have to be humble. People are going to take advantage of you. People are going to work on you, but you have to remember, today you're there, and tomorrow you're going to need some people. You fall sick tomorrow, you go hospital, they say you need blood. You can give yourself blood. You probably have to go around, ask people to come and give you blood. You have to be nice to people. You know what I mean? People, you have to respect people. You see what I try to do? Respect is earned. No man can't buy respect. So you earn. I respect you, no matter who you are. I respect you, so I expect you to respect me back. That's why I haven't gotten much opportunities to get mad about disrespect, because fellas doesn't disrespect me, I can tell you. No matter where I go, is boss man. Fellas meet me and call me boss man. I don't know that because their partner talk about experience that is me who I help them, The man, and all these guys, they form part of the society, Sometimes people look down on them, figure, oh, Mr. come at Tar Street or Mr. come at Baffin State. No, but they have a purpose, they have a thing. You just reach out to them. They just want to listen to you. They have their story, you know. They have the story. So a lot of time you just sit and the young fellas and listen to the story. The story is real, you know. The story is real, and the story not a
someone
big.
Just said you didn't forget Aguas.
No,
and,
Aguas, yeah.
Your best soul there.
Yeah, Aguas was my original soul there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, it was sad when he got the incident. I tried my best to be influential in sending him to Barbados. He didn't make it, you know, but there was a lot of soul to me. Like I could take to the stadium, I could go to my office, and when I come back, my work is being done, you know. I have a crew now working in the stadium with me, loyal soldiers. Them are loyal to me, and I have to just be loyal to them back. You know, gratitude is the most, as I always tell you.
As we come to the end of this program, Eddie, tell me what we didn't speak about.
Cecil, I didn't speak about. I think we cover basically all in. I think people hear my story, they read my story. I'm a very humble person. You know, I give thanks all the time for my opportunities I've had. You know, I've had my bad days, I've had my good days. Still, I feel healthy, most importantly. Even if little challenges pop up, you know, I try to stay healthy. I have a good family background, you know. I want to thank you, Cecil, for the opportunity to relate my story. I hope my story can inspire somebody listening to me, you know. You don't have to born out of a rich family to make it. You know, you can born from the simplest, basic, poor family and make your man, you know. You just be honest with yourself and know what you want to do, you know, and you have to save. If you make $100 today, the 10 cents you can save. Save. Don't go blowing. That is one thing I always teach people. No matter how small it is, put a 10 cents, put a 5 cents aside. You have to always save. Always treat yourself. Often and buy yourself something nice. You walk into a store, if it's perfume, you like, buy yourself a perfume. If it's a shirt, you like, buy yourself a shirt. You have to always seem to say, on peut toujours apprécier corps. You have to always give yourself a gift. I always buy myself something. It can be something worth $2, $100, what I can afford at the time. I always try to buy myself a gift. And I believe when you reward self reward in your back. You know what I mean? I like that. So I thank you for the opportunity. You know, I've had my good days and bad days. I say I thank you for my immediate family, for my extended family. I have some lovely staff at my office. All the people who have worked with me, you know, in one way or the other, my employment, my life on a whole, you know, I really thank, you know. Even those of you that fight me too, you know, you have that too, you know. What they do, they make you stronger, you know what I mean? As the song says, see, zero me I come from, look at me now, you know. So even if you figure out you giving me a little pressure, do what makes you feel happy. If that's saying something bad about elements, satisfy yourself. You're not doing nothing to me.
What you made of tonight's program?
Yeah, it was a good experience for me, you know. A lot of people know me and they didn't know my story. And I believe a lot of people who listen to my story will get up tomorrow morning and do something for themselves. I know there are people, I motivated some people tonight. I told you, I sure my story taught some people, they know the real me and they are motivated, most importantly.
As we close, someone said, wow, great program, inspirational, motivational.
Closing,
very good program.
Yeah, closing advise you to stay to your God, no matter who you think what you think your God is or who you think your God. Stay close to your God, respect people, and your days will be endless.
Eddie, who's Anja?
Who's that?
Anja. Anjay. Anja.
Angie.
That's the person, Anja.
Boy, I have a big fan base, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a nice program, Cecil. I enjoyed being here. Wow, is that late now?
Yes.
Wow.
I told you, right? Didn't I tell you?
What? I said you guys
told
man.
you so, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed being on the program, you know. Thanks for the opportunity. You know, as I said, I hope I was able to inspire somebody or some people. And again, as I always reiterate, stay close to your God. No matter who you think your God is, stay close to your God. Yeah? No evil form against you going to prosper, man. Yeah, man.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you again.
And I just want to say,
bless you.
It's really good having you.
Yeah, man.
On the program tonight, and I did enjoy the program.
Yeah, man.
And I just want to wish you the best.
Thank you. You too.
You did motivate many people. You
Yeah, man.
did give us a lot of thought, words that we can think of. Although it's 11 o'clock, I don't want to take that call, but let me take that call quickly. Last caller, please. Last caller. Good evening. Good evening, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Good job done, Eddie.
Yeah, man.
I really want to say
again, thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
God
Next
bless
week,
you.
we'll be having a politician from Guyana. We know next year will be the presidential election in Guyana.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to him about his Lakou,
Okay.
his life in Guyana. So he is someone that I'm sure that we want to know about his Lakou. And then the following Sunday, I think I will be having Mrs. Murdoch.
Douglas Murdoch, yes.
Yes, I should be having Douglas Murdoch, and we are going along as we know.
Right.
And I just want to say thank you everyone who listened, and I'm sorry that I can't take that call anymore. But Eddie,
thank you, Cecil.
Thank you.
Thanks to the listening public, and God bless all, man.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, cool.
Your last words.
A very interesting program. It's nice to have you, Eddie. I enjoyed listening to you and your story. It was very, what I would call very insightful and a good story. Thank you, Eddie, for sharing it with us tonight.
Yes, just want to say thank you also for a very, very good story tonight. And I'm sure that for the many listeners themselves that they did enjoy it, and that tonight's program, I saw that we went over almost 300 viewers at any given time. It was a wonderful program. So we go across now to BBC World Service.
Yeah.
Abuse and exploitation over the past year. Details from Ian McWilliam.
In the first global study of its kind, a team from the University of Edinburgh in Britain found that nearly 13% of children worldwide had been exposed to sexual images or video in the past year, or were victims of non-consensual taking or sharing of such images. That's an estimated total of some 300 million children. A similar number had been subjected to online solicitation, such as unwanted sexual talk, or more seriously, so-called sextortion, where predators demand money from victims to keep their images private.
The rights group Amnesty International has accused the Nigerian authorities of being unwilling to tackle mass kidnappings after gunmen abducted about 160 people from a remote village. Amnesty's Nigeria director said Friday's attack in Niger State showed the government had abandoned rural areas. This is the world news from the BBC. A severe cyclone has struck southern Bangladesh with torrential rains and wind gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour. Forecasters say the cyclone named Ramal could cause a storm surge of up to 4 meters above normal tidal levels in the